What's up, guys, and welcome. This is Matthew, the hybrid, the double-edged sword. I am a designer at the same time. I am a developer. Welcome to my HTML crash course for beginners. This is a special course. I don't call it an HTML course. I call it the science of accepting input. Why? Simply because this course deals with a specific problem that beginners have in HTML, JavaScript, and CSS. And what that is, forms. We all use forms in university application and in many applications. But do you know how to create a simple basic form? Style it, but you don't end there. You create an endpoint for it. You go at the back end and create an PHP file that is going to be responsible for that form. It doesn't end there. You use ChatGPT to create all of that. And still, it doesn't end there. You are able to upload a file. Your HTML form can submit a file to a server. What if I can teach you all of that? This course is about that. That's why I call it the science of accepting input. I hope you are going to enjoy it. I hope you are going to learn everything that you want. In case you might want to support us, please check the link in the description below. You can check my Substack email list so that you can be updated about everything. Also, to announce for the very first time in the channel, we have a Udemy course. Please check on Udemy and search for Matthew Msingati. You will see our course. That course, it's best of both worlds. It teaches you Figma and at the same time it's going to code it. I hope you are going to enjoy the course. Thank you so much for supporting the channel. Let's get started.
Hey, what's up and welcome. I am Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. Welcome to my YouTube channel, Code Design, where I teach coding and user interface design. In this video, we are going to take a look at the science of accepting input. What is the science of accepting input? You might have dealt with forms, maybe in a registration form or in a university registration or application, but we use form every day. Even the Facebook application that we are using, it makes use of forms. But forms form part of HTML. It's an HTML API. And it can be confusing sometimes, and as student or new beginners we overlook it. So in this video I am going to take you step by step into the form of API. What is happening behind the scene? It's very important you understand why we do things in a certain way and why sometimes HTML behaves in a certain way. This fundamental will serve as a basic for React. Let's just jump straight into it. So as you can see here, I am inside my Udemy page. So this is a form, okay? I'm under instructor. I am planning to create a Udemy course. So I'm busy with setting up Udemy. So as you can see, guys, this is a form. As simple as it is, there is a lot going on in this form. Things like why on HTML I will use a file input and it appears differently. More often than not, it looks ugly. Beginners or student, they are not happy with it. They want to create cool things, okay? I am going to show you maybe a sample of a file input on the Udemy platform. It's different, it's elegant, it's simple. In this course, I am going to teach you those things. Let's take a look. So as you can see here, this is my image. If you look at this, select an image or upload an image, it's different, okay? It's intentional, it's presentable, okay? It's quality design, okay? Obviously, when you are using HTML, you always want to get this look and feel, but as a student, you don't know how. So in this video, I am going to give you those tips and tricks. This video is not going to be a syntax heavy video. The reason is we are just going to dive deep into a list of HTML input, which I believe me, you can just copy and paste. what I am hoping to teach you, or what is difficult, it's how to go about taking a raw, ugly HTML form and work around it smartly and intelligently and efficiently in such a way that, number one, it looks the way you want, or it behaves the way you want. So if you are ready, I am also ready. So let's just continue. So as you can see, guys, these are forms. Okay, as much as when you look at them on HTML you cannot really believe if these are forms, but believe me, these are forms. Now, a form, it's some sort of an API. Okay, what does API stands for? API stands for application programming interface. In real life, it's just a container. Okay, a car consists of an engine, but also there is a cover, a body, and a bonnet, which is beautiful. So the cover and that body and that bonnet, in some sort of encapsulating, it's wrapping the details of the car. An API just means that, okay, it just means that it's a container that covers a lot of things, so that it can give you a limited or what you need, okay, some sort of accessors, okay, or some sort of method, things that you will interact with. A form, it's like that, or for now let me say a form element, it's some sort of an API. Okay, treat it as a mini code on its own, or function, okay, that takes its own element. So let's just go to here, go to this website. As you can see, guys, okay, this is an API, web APIs, it's under APIs. Okay, so when I'm saying API, it's like a function on its own. Okay, it has got its own component, which is like HTML elements, how it looks a little bit, but at the same time it has got its own embedded code processing. Let me just make an example. If you've created an HTML form, you will just put a button, you will put an input and type that button, submit, and that's all. You don't create your own JavaScript, you don't do any code necessarily, but when you click that button, something will happen. And then one might ask, where is the code coming from? Remember, a form, it's an API. It's some sort of a bundle of code and a little bit of HTML and styling, serving a certain purpose. So let's dive deep in that. So as you can see, guys, under API, web APIs, we've got HTML form element. Okay, so let's just scroll here to just check what's going on. Okay, we've got instant properties. I am not expecting you to memorize this or to understand it, but it's very important to know when and when to use it. Okay, when you want to know something about forms, you can just go into web APIs under form element and just get deeper there. So here you are being equipped with what a form is and how it works behind the hood, things that you can do and things that you can do, things like naming. Okay, obviously, as you know, in programming you don't just name things the way you want. Okay, there are names which are reserved names or keywords. Okay, you can't declare a variable that is that word, because JavaScript as a language, it's using that word as a keyword. Okay, so here we are being told about those things. Okay, events and everything. So I would like to say, when you've got time, just go to this website and just have an idea of what's going on under the hood. Why do I have to know what's going on under the hood? As you advance, as you progress, you are going to use React. Okay, React, it's a UI framework. Okay, it extracted certain things from HTML and presented it in a certain way. Okay, so now once you get into some sort of React or modern JavaScript framework, okay, it's very important to have the fundamentals and the core essence of how a form works. Because maybe in your job, or as things get complex, just like me, I was creating my own SaaS and I realized that the UI is getting out of control and the code is spaghetti. Okay, I need help, I need something, because I've got a lot of forms and I can't manage it. Okay, there's a lot of validation, there's a lot of input, and I'm repeating a lot of input. Maybe you might be like, okay, let me step back. which is a tool, a package that I can use to help me. Okay, maybe a friend will suggest React Hook Forms. Okay, as you can see, that is some sort of, let's say, an API, okay, in between you and HTML or React element or whatever. Okay, if you understand the basic of HTML under the hood and how it works, these APIs or these packages which are designed to help you with forms, they will feel familiar. Okay, it's going to be like a deja vu. You are not going to struggle too much. More often than not, students struggle simply because they don't have the sufficient understanding, sufficient theory, sufficient knowledge under the hood. And unfortunately, when you get into an interview, okay, that knowledge under the hood, that wisdom bubbling under your mind, in your brain, in your subconscious mind, it's needed. So when you are being asked things on the interview, that is what they want. So I want to help you so that you are not only a Visual Studio Code or black and white type of a developer, but you need to explain yourself. Okay, so that's why we have to some sort of dive deep into here just to check how things work and what are the better ways of handling form. And that's about it for this tutorial. Now, let's start with the basic of HTML and the important things. As you can see here, I am inside this folder. I have just opened this folder from my computer. So I'm inside the folder project and I'm using Visual Studio Code. So what I will do, I will click create and I am going to create index.html. And then I will click OK. And we've just created an HTML document. So what we are going to do now, we're just going to create an HTML boilerplate. So let's do it. HTML, as you can see here, there is HTML5. So let's just click here. So when you click here, you will get a quick HTML boilerplate, as you can see. So what I'm going to explain here is what are these and how important these are. Okay, so let's start with the doc type. Okay, the doc type tells the browser that this is a HTML document type. And then this lang equal to en, it controls the languages. Okay, it's a setting for the language. Okay, so inside this head, we've got the meta tags. Okay, anything that goes inside this head tag, it's somewhat invisible. Okay, except this document. Okay, this document, you will always see it in the title of the tab. Okay, but why am I categorizing it as invisible? I just mean that it doesn't form part of the actual page content. Okay, so inside here we've got these meta tags. Sometimes we also link some scripts here in the meta tag, like a CSS style sheet or a JavaScript style sheet. So you will link it here. This one is not that important for now. What I want to get into is this one. Okay, this is very important. Student make a mistake of not including this tag here, and there is a problem. Okay, this tag, okay, name viewport, this attribute viewport helps with the responsiveness of your page. Okay, so meaning that once you ignore this part or this meta tag, okay, there will be a problem with your own responsiveness. Okay, obviously this is not easy to know or to quickly understand. So what we are going to do, we are just going to create a div, okay, and then in this div we are going to create a style, okay, which is an inline style, background color. Okay, let's just give it any color. Okay, and then let's give it a width. Okay, let's give it a width of, let's say, 600 pixels. Okay, 600 pixel, and let's just give it a height. Okay, let's just give it a height. My apologies about that. Let's just give it, let's say, a height of 300 pixels. Okay, this is cool. So what we are going to do, we are going to save this and see it on the browser. So once it shows on the browser, we are going to some sort of switch from a desktop to a mobile version. Okay, you will see what will happen. And then what we are going to do also, we are going to switch from um, mobile to desktop, but we are going to remove this meta tag. I want you to see visually what is the impact of this meta tag. It helps with your responsiveness. In a quick or a short statement or a short explanation, okay, it adapts your content from a big screen to a small screen. Okay, so I mean that if you don't have, you will have some sort of a problem with the adaptation of big content into a small content. So let's just save. Okay, and then from then what we are going to do, we are just going to go here and click this live. Okay, in case you might want to know how I have done that, you can just go here to your extension, and then you can search an extension, live server. Okay, live server, let's check which one I have installed. I believe it's this one. Okay, from Microsoft. Okay, this makes it easier for you, let's say, to quickly run your code on a browser, okay, without having to go to that specific file and open it. Okay, so let me just show you the other alternative. Maybe you are not using Visual Studio Code, so you don't have live server, let's say. So what you will do, you can come here and then you can open Reveal in Explorer, and then from here you can double click, and then this will show up. Okay, so let me just bring this from a different screen. Let me close this, and then I'm just going to push this to here, and then I'm going to maximize it. As you can see, this is how it is. It's telling me that it's coming from this page, okay, or from this folder, okay, from this path. That is cool. However, if you have used live server, the address will be a little bit different. The content will be the same, but obviously the address will be a little bit different. As you can see, this is not the path, but this is the same thing. Okay, so let's click here and click inspect. Okay, as you can see, this is how this div is. Okay, now let's toggle on the mobile version. As you can see, guys, this is what is happening. Okay, this is what is happening. Now what we are going to do, let me just click some, you can click any of these. Okay, let's see. As you can see, let me just click on even if it's this one. As you can see, guys, this is what happened. Okay, cool. Now let's go to our code and remove that meta tag. Okay, so let's go back here and remove this meta tag. Okay, save, and let's go back. Okay, and then let's refresh. Okay, and then what we're going to do, we are going to go back here and then come back here. Okay, now as you can see, when we come back here, this doesn't some sort of fit in the whole page as it used to. Okay, so let's go back and view also um other screens. As you can see, guys, this doesn't fit. It didn't adapt very well. Okay, so this is a problem. Okay, so if you don't have that meta tag, your HTML element or your page design, okay, will be tampered with. It won't be fitted or adapted properly to a mobile device. So when you're working with HTML and just realize that you are having problems with your layout, it doesn't exactly behaves the normal way. It behaves differently when you get into the mobile view. Okay, then you must know that maybe you might have forgotten that meta tag, or there is something wrong with that meta tag. What else can you see maybe that might be any indicator that there is a problem with that meta tag, it's when your desktop layout on the mobile layout, okay, you have to scroll, okay, you have to do some scrolling, then you need to know that there is a problem with that meta tag. Okay, so let's continue. Okay, so as you can see, this meta tag, okay, is responsible for that. Okay, so it's like automatically the browser knows that the width, okay, the width is equal to the device width. Okay, meaning that the part where your page can be rendered on, okay, in terms of the width, it will take the device width. As you can see that if the device is a full screen, which is the desktop, it will assume that size. If the device is a mobile, it will assume that size. Obviously this is a scaling, okay, this one is not that much important, but what is important is to make sure that this is here, and also it always looks like this. Okay, so we are done with the HTML boilerplate. As you can see, we've got HTML, we've got the head, okay, and then we've got the body, and inside the body, this is what we have. So we are done with this part. Okay, now let's get into styling the body so that it can be ready for the form. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to put the styles inside the same document. So what we are going to do, we're just going to go to the head, and then we are going to put a style tag there. Okay, as you can see, this is the style tag, and what we are going to do, we are going to type here all to select everything. Okay, it's like we are preparing the whole HTML document to look in a certain way. Let me just quickly show you what this does. Okay, as you can see here, there is some sort of a setting padding. Okay, so what that does, it will erase or delete all the default some sort of styling of HTML, the default one, like this small margin and padding. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are selecting everything. Usually as a good programming practice, you can just also type here comma HTML. Okay, that means you are selecting everything. Specifically, you are trying to make sure that even HTML, which is a root element, as you can see, everything inside. And then what we are going to do, we're just going to type margin of 0. Okay, margin of 0 and padding of 0. Okay, and padding of 0. My apologies about this. Okay, and padding, let's just type 0 pixels and type 0 pixels here. And then border box, apologies about that, border box, border dash box, box sizing, my apologies about that, box sizing, border box. Okay, okay, this one I've explained in my other video tutorials. Okay, so for now, just type it as it is. Okay, and then we are done formatting our own HTML. Let's just quickly take a look. As you can see, now everything fits very well. Okay, we are happy with this. So what we want to some sort of extract or hook the body tag. So when you are extracting or hooking tags, you just type body, the tag as it is. Okay, and then from then, let's type the width. Okay, the width of the body, let's make it 100% view width. Okay, this means that it will it will fit the entire width of the browser, and then, or the device, and let's say the entire width of the browser. Okay, because sometimes the browser has been minimized. Okay, so it means that it's not going to be the entire width of the device. Okay, so the best way, the entire width of the device. Okay, the browser, same as here. Okay, 100% of the view height, okay, of the browser, and that is it. So let's just give it a some sort of a grayish background. Okay, Okay, let's just give it a grayish background. Okay, if I can get light gray, let's just type here and see if we are going to get light gray. Okay, as you can see, guys, this is light gray. And then let's save and see. Okay, as you can see, guys, I'm happy with this. So the only thing that we need to do now, we just need to delete this, and then we are done. And then we are going to be ready for our form. The next step is to create our form. But before we do that, let's just make sure that in the body, we center everything. As you can see, I've just decided to change the layout in such a way that we can have the code on the left and the screen on the right, so that we cannot go back and forth, minimizing and maximizing screen. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do here, we are going to change the display to flex. Okay, this is the quickest and the easiest way to center things on your screen. And then let's just type justify content center, and then let's just align item center. Okay, so this just means that everything now will be centered. Okay, so let's get into a form. So let's type here form. As you can see, guys, this is a form. It has got an opening tag and a closing tag. At the moment, by default, this snippet comes with the action, but there is more to that than this. Okay, so let me just quickly type all the necessary attribute, and then I will explain them. Okay, so let's start with the method. Okay, let's leave it empty. And then after that, let's type enc type. Okay, for now, let's just quickly choose this one. Okay, let me move this and let me save. Okay, so as you know that forms, they are responsible for accepting input, okay, for collecting data from the user, but they don't just keep the data into the browser. Okay, the data must be sent to a server. Okay, there are different ways of sending data to a server. They can be sent through a post method. Okay, I will explain about this later. It can be sent through a post method, and it can be sent through a get method. What is the difference between the two? For now, just treat it this way. When you are sending data through the get method, okay, all the information, okay, the content of your form, it will be displayed here. I will demonstrate this. All the content of your form, it will be displayed here. But if you use a post, okay, all the content of your form won't be displayed here. It will be sent to the server, but it's not going to be displayed here. So in summary, or in short, what is the difference? Okay, get, it's more public. It exposes the information that you are sending to the server. But post, it's more private. Okay, it's more like private. For instance, let's say you've got some passwords, okay, that you want to send, so you can't put those here, because maybe the user might be in an internet cafe, and there's a lot of people who are some sort of watching them. Okay, or maybe there are some cameras which are some sort of recording. Okay, so if the password can show up here, it means that somebody can check that footage and be able to take the password here. Get, it's more public. That means for if the data is not that important. And post, it's for more like hiding the information, more like sensitive data. Okay, now let's for now, let's leave this as get. Okay, also, if you are going to use get, you can just remove this attribute. Okay, the default will be get. Okay, so now let's continue. We've got action. Okay, I've mentioned a server, meaning that it's some sort of a global machine, okay, sitting somewhere in whatever country or place. Okay, it will mean that the server has got an API that has been created by the developer in the backend, and that API exposes endpoints, and you reach those endpoints the same way in which you reach, let's say, your normal web page or landing page. Okay, you reach those endpoints through the address. So If you've got the endpoint and you want to send the data to a specific URL, and then you will type that here. So for now, let's just type here API dot PHP. Okay. So this script, okay, it's a script that in our folder structure we will find it here. Okay, even if this code is in the server, but we will find this script here. So this is a PHP file. We are going to create this PHP file later in the course, and we are going to put it here, and then you will see how the data is being transferred. Okay, so this is the most important stage of this data transfer. The skills that I'm going to teach you here, even though they look like it's the most basic, okay, but when you are fetching data from the API and making a lot of API calls, this will come handy. It will help you a lot. Let me just give you an example. It's possible to send data to a server and it's not going to be received. Okay, maybe somebody might ask, but why? Number one, maybe it might happen you sending it to the wrong endpoint, or your your enc type, okay, your encoding type, okay, this data when being encoded, you are using a wrong format of encoding than the endpoint. Okay, so if you understand this step, okay, you won't have much problem when it comes to sending data to a server. It doesn't matter which framework are you using or where are you working. My apologies about that. Where are you working, or what type of a project that you are building? This is very important. Okay, so as I've explained, my apologies about that. Let me just take a water break. Okay, thank you so much. So, as I've explained, the method, is it going to be private or it's going to be public? The action, the endpoint. Okay, where are you sending the data? Now, let's talk about the end type. Okay, so based on the type of information that you have and the type of form inputs, okay, let's say here you might have a basic text input, only one text input. Okay, so as this data is going to be sent to the server, okay, also the encoding type, okay, is different. Okay, so meaning that the server, as it is ready to accept your data, maybe it has been configured to accept your data in a certain way. Okay, so depending on that default setting, or depending on that configuration, okay, you need to change this accordingly. Okay, so one other thing that is a factor besides the server, okay, if you are going to send different types of data, okay, you need to change that. Okay, for instance, when you are going to have some sort of a text, all other inputs, text input and dates and other ones, and then you are going to upload a file. That means you are going to some sort of a file upload input. Okay, it will mean that you need to change this, okay, from just a default form to a multi-part form data. Okay, let's just do this. Okay, you need to change it to this. If you want to just send a plain text, you can change it to this. This is very important. This is very important for API calls and data fetching. Some other time I attempted to use Axios. Okay, I'm talking about now React. I attempted to use Axios to some sort of send or post data to a URL. It took me time. I think it took me weeks. Okay, I ended up concluding that Axios doesn't work with a PHP server, because on the PHP I was not able to receive the data that the Axios mechanism is sending to the server. And it happened that the encoding type that was, let's say, set by default on Axios wasn't matching with the way or the how PHP is expecting to receive the data. So as much as this is a simple knowledge, or it looks like It's the minor basics, and I'm breaking it down into simple steps. Believe me, this can save your job. A lot can go wrong here. In upcoming videos, okay, I will show you on, I think even on this one, when we are wrapping up this video, okay, this part, I will show you on Postman, okay, what I mean, okay, that it makes a difference. Okay, we're going to do a quick test, and then we will see what are the difference, or I'm just going to show you there. Okay, so this encryption type is very important. Okay, so let's just for now change it to multi-part form data. Okay, so guys, I think that's about it for this. This is how you declare a form in a proper way. Okay, so now let me just quickly load Postman here. I'm going to tell you what Postman is, and it's also important to, what can I say, to understand it. Okay, it's a one piece of technology or platform that you need to understand. Okay, what is it used for? Okay, let me just wait for it to load. Okay, let me just wait for it to load and bring it to this screen. Okay, let me close here. Okay, so when APIs are being created, which is, let's say, API, let's say when we are attempting to communicate to a server. Okay, this is more like a broken architecture. Okay, it's not like let me say it's a disjointed. Okay, because we've got the front end which operate on its own. Okay, and it has got some rules of engagement with the server. As you can see, guys, the other code is sitting on a server, okay, in a different computer, and your HTML is sitting on a different computer. So these guys need to communicate with each other. Okay, cool. Now there are some certain rules of engagement. Okay, so usually the code that is sitting on a server, it's called an API. Okay, it will expose some endpoints to say that if you point to this URL is ready to receive data and save it to the database, as you can see, guys. Okay, so now you might be given what can I say, you might be given an API. Okay, let's say in your company you are being asked to use, let's say, the government's API for, what can I say, let's say for now, for weather. Let's say the API for weather, it's being controlled by government in your own country and it's being used for free, but obviously you need to register and they need to some sort of screen you if you are not going to use it in a bad way. Let's say that in that case. Okay, that means you will have to communicate with that API. Okay, let's just be practical a little bit. Okay, let me just type here weather API. Okay, I want to give you a 360 degrees of what's going on here. Okay, API layer, I'm looking for, I wish I can get a free one. Let's just check here. Okay, I don't want to use it, but I just want to go there and see how it's being used. Okay, let's check on the document. Okay, let's just scroll up, authentication. Okay, key parameters, API. Yes, this is what I am looking for. Okay, so this means that this is a disjointed architecture. Your front end needs to communicate with the back end. Here is the back end. Okay, now you need to know what are the end points that are being exposed. As you can see, guys, I started with forms, but now it looks like I am tapping a little bit into APIs. The reason why I'm doing that, it's because that's the end goal. Okay, you might know forms and then the input and how they work. Okay, but now when you are creating a real life application or when you are working, okay, this information comes handy and it will help you. So this is the API. So the API will expose some endpoints. Okay, let's just look at here. Okay, these are the endpoints. Okay, for now let's just make our lives easier to say that this endpoint will return a JSON object. So as you can see, guys, my apologies about that. As you can see, guys, these are the endpoints. Okay, so it means that it looks like there is some sort of the rules of engagement between your front end, your HTML form, and the API. Then Postman get right in there. Okay, instead of us opening a code, let's see. Okay, instead of us opening a code, okay, this code, and testing, let's say, and testing different, what can I say, different endpoints. Okay, like for instance here, or let me just type like this. Let's say this is our endpoint. Okay, instead of us testing the endpoint like this, okay, coming here and test, let's run it and see what will happen. Is it going to save? Okay, find that it doesn't save. Then we come here and say, no, you need to type /history, and then we're going to type here /history, and then we test it and it doesn't work, and then we come back. As you can see, guys, okay, we are testing the endpoints of an API, but in production. Okay, that can be cumbersome, or that can be frustrating sometimes. Okay, because some APIs are not easy to deal with. Okay, if you want to maybe know, want to have experience of what I'm talking about, try to go and read the documentation of Apple Music API. You will get a sense of things can take a different route, okay, than this simple one. Okay, so meaning that to help you make sure that you understand how the API communicates, be it it's somebody else's API or it's the API that you have created yourself, okay, Postman comes to help you with all of those, okay. So Postman will help you with all of those, okay. So as you can see, guys, okay, with Postman you can some sort of put an endpoint here and click send, okay, and then it will tell you the response. Okay, so what I wanted to explain here is this multi-part form data, okay, this part, the encryption type, to show you that they are very important. Okay, so let's say we want to hit a certain endpoint, let's say, okay, / coded design, okay, / please subscribe. Okay, okay, and that's it. This is the endpoint. Okay, let's look at what we can customize here. Okay, meaning that we can put params, we can put authorization, we can put headers. Okay, we can put body. Okay, as you can see here on the body, guys, okay, these are the different encoding types, meaning that this is important. Okay, if you've got this sending to an API that is expecting this form of a data, it becomes a problem. You are going to struggle because you don't know, because you have sent your encoding type to this one, whereas your endpoint is expecting this. So now I hope you see the importance, okay, of this data, okay, or of the enc type. Okay, it's very important. As you can see, there is a lot. Okay, okay, cool. Now let me just make an example so that I can give you a 360 degrees of Postman. Okay, let's just go to dog CEO. Let me just type here, it's supposed to dog, okay, CEO. Okay, this is a free API. Okay, as you can see here, this is an endpoint. Okay, instead of testing this endpoint in a code in our HTML form, what we can do, we can just get here into Postman and then click here and then hit. And then as you can see, now we have an idea that number one, this endpoint works. We cannot be confused in the code and think that it's our problem. Okay. So now we know that it works, and this is the type of data that it gives us, as you can see, guys. So maybe what if we want to save information, we can change here the method, okay, to post. Okay. As you can see, guys, we can change it to post. Obviously, this one, it's not, what can I say? This method, okay, it's not for posting, it's not for sending something to a server, it's for some sort of to get something from a server. Okay, since we are here, let me just give you an example of post and get. Okay, let's say we are sending something to this using a get method. Okay, I want to explain the public and private. Okay, So let's click here, form data. Okay, so in our form data, let's have a key. Let's say we have a name. Okay, and the name, it's coded design. Okay, and then we've got the subscription status. Okay, and then we've got subscribed. Okay, hoping that you have subscribed. Okay, as you can see, guys, so this is the data. So we are pretending that the data is coming from our form. Okay, this is a get method. Okay, a get method. Look at what happens to the get method. Okay, okay, this is postman. Why postman is not taking this data into here? Okay, don't put anything there, because this data is supposed to show up here on the get method. Okay, and on the post method it's supposed not to show, but not a problem. We are going to quickly test this. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to quickly find a form on the internet. Okay, quickly find a form on the internet, and then I will come back to show you what I was saying. Maybe on the postman it doesn't show. That's not much of a problem. I'm just going to pause the video and quickly find any website that is going to have a form, and I will show you what I mean. Okay, guys, back. So what I did, I quickly went to the internet checking for any form, guys, like any form. Obviously, I tried this. I am not sure what is it. When I was using it to click submit, obviously, this platform didn't give me exactly what I want. So I was like, let me just do it here. Okay, so that's what I did. So obviously, there will be my apologies about this. What I want to do. Okay, let me just go to live again. Is this running live? Let's see. My apologies about that. Okay, let's see. Let's see. Where do I want to be? I want to be. Da, 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 da. I am lost in my own code. This is where I want to be. Cool. And let me check. Is this running? Okay, let me just type. Okay, this one. This code. Okay. My apologies about that, guys. So this is where we are. Okay. So what I did, I just decided to put an input here. As you can see, this is just an input. Okay, and this is a button. Okay, and let me just type this button as submit. Okay, type this button as submit. The method is get. As you can see, guys, does this input has got a name? Okay, the input is username. Okay, username, as you can see, guys, and then here we don't really have to put this URL. We can put nothing here. So let's just quickly check, guys. Okay, so I'm sending this information using get. Okay, username, it's this information. Let's say this was a password. Okay, this was a password, so meaning that, let me save. Okay, so let's type one. Oh, this is my password, and let's click submit. As you can see, password is submit. So this is get. Let's look at post. Okay, as you can see, this is refreshing. And then let's type post. My password is post, and let's click submit. Page is not working. Okay, cool. Now what we can do, let's just try to remove this as the initial data that was here. Okay, I just want to show you that the password is not going to show here when the method is post. Okay, and then click send. As you can see, guys, okay, there is an error, obviously, because this page, this empty thing, okay, which is the actual page where we are, it's not ready to receive any data. But what is important is that there is no data here. Okay, so we have reached the end of this part, or this section of a form. I hope you understand what is going on here. Okay, this is the opening tag of the form. It takes a method. It's either it's going to be get or it's going to be post. The difference is with get, your data will be some sort of viewed here, will be sent here. It will be here on the URL. And then with post, it's going to be private. It's not going to be seen. And then we've got action. Where are you sending the data? This is an API endpoint or some sort of a file, PHP file that will be ready to receive the data. And then enc type, okay, it's very important for the encoding type. Okay, there are many factors. Number one, how is the API set up, or the page that will receive, is it expecting this type or a different type? Okay, and also in terms of the content, okay, of your input, is it just only the inputs and other HTML form input, or there is file uploading as well? Okay, so that affects this, and that brings us to the end of this part. If you feel like this is helping you, please don't forget to click that subscribe button. You can also check in the link in the description of this video. I've got a URL to my Substack, which is you can subscribe to my email list so that you can get more than just this. In that email list, I've got list to source codes, okay, of all the projects that I did, or most of them. And also for the design part, I've got some sort of links to the Figma files, okay, and that's about it. Now let's just continue. Okay, now let's get into putting the form inputs. Okay, obviously we are ahead of ourselves. We were not supposed to be here. Okay, what else do we want to change? And that's about it. Okay, let's see what will be shown here. Let me just refresh like this. Okay, as you can see, guys, we are supposed to be here. Now what we are going to do, let's put some form inputs. Okay, let's put some form input. We are going to type here input. Okay, as you can see, guys, this is an input, and the type of this input is text. And then we are going to put another input, which is button. Okay, let's say submit. Okay, this button is going to submit. If this button is going to submit, you need to type, okay, give it a type of submit. Okay, so before we test another type of a button, let's just test what's going on here. Okay, let's go back here to get. Okay, as you can see, so let's just type here and click enter. As you can see, guys, this is there's only a question mark. The reason is we didn't put all the attributes of this input, this text input. Okay, so the idea is, okay, when you put the name of this input, okay, the name, let me type here variable, or let's say data holder, let's say. Okay, okay, the data that we are sending to the API, it's going to be contained in a variable called data holder. Before, we didn't see anything here, but now let's just put data holder and then come back here. Data holder is called, let's say there is a text here coded design. Okay, let's click submit. As you can see, guys, get now is telling us that it's submitting data holder, and inside data holder there is the string. Okay, so let's just change it. Let's say coded UI. Okay, okay, in case you might want to know what is coded UI, is another channel of mine where I teach Figma skill, helping you to be a professional designer. Okay, so let's just click here. As you can see, guys, coded UI. Okay, so the name act as some sort of a container or a variable that the form will use to put in all the data, the corresponding data according to this input. And then when you click submit, all the data will be collected and be put inside all the variables. And then from then it will be sent to, what can I say? It will be sent to the server. Okay. And what we want to do now, since we are already here on this button and the type, okay, we can also have a reset button here. okay, a type of reset button. Okay, usually what a reset button does, okay, when you have sent the data, okay, let's say in whatever way in which you are sending the data, and now you want to clean your input, okay, usually you use this, let me just type it to reset. Okay, let me just type here reset. Okay, you use it to some sort of clean your input. I am going to demonstrate this maybe later on, okay, when we have a proper form. Okay, so that's take us to the end of this session or this part about these input, and then continuing we are just going to test all the form input, okay, and then obviously we are going to continue and jump to the actual creation of a form.
Hey guys, my apologies for disturbing. In case you didn't know, we've got a course at Udemy. If you're watching this on Coded Design, I also got another YouTube channel for teaching you Figma, and that channel is Coded UI. In case you want to be updated by everything that we do here at Coded Design, please check the link in the description below to our Substack newsletter. Thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying.
As you can see, this is where we are, and it looks like we are starting to add more inputs here, and things are getting out of control, as you can see. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's just jump into a little bit of styling, okay, so that we can get some sort of an order here. What do I mean by an order? Every input that we add must just be below the other, below the other, and the submit button and the reset must be always at the bottom. Okay, this is a course from my 10-hour coaching course for my own student. Okay, the overall goal, okay, is to help them to understand React. Obviously, since React doesn't some sort of significantly changed HTML, because HTML is the backbone structure of the web technology. Okay, so it's important for us to start on the basics. So I'm giving them some sort of tools and techniques on how to handle things, okay, because React as a framework might come with its own complexities. Okay, so the fundamentals are important. Okay, so if you might be interested, okay, in the coaching course, we've got a coaching course. Here is it, and now it's at 12,000 at plus minus $660. Okay, so meaning that if you might be interested, you can click here and arrange a discovery call. This is where I'm going to communicate with you and try to understand where you want to go and what are your problems, hoping that I can get you unstuck and code your future and design your career. Okay, so since we are heading to React, and obviously we are going to use our Tailwind CSS. Okay, so this means that now let's just introduce our Tailwind CSS. Okay, also with this course, I don't want Tailwind play. My apologies about that. But since we are here, let me just show you our Tailwind CSS. Tailwind CSS has got some these classes, okay, these utility classes. Okay, so in terms of writing a CSS like this, okay, which is a bit longer, and you have to switch between what can I say, between HTML, scroll to CSS, scroll to HTML. If your CSS is on a different file, you are going back and forth between these files. With Tailwind CSS, you write everything here. You just type relative, you just type flex. Okay, as you can see, we've just saved our, with Tailwind CSS, you save this display flex, okay, obviously on a particular tag or a div. Okay, so as you can see, guys, so with Tailwind CSS you only work with classes. Okay, so now that we are going to add a little bit of styling, okay, I am going to help you, okay, number one, to understand Tailwind CSS. When I was getting into modern JavaScript framework and modern way of doing things, I didn't understand what Tailwind CSS is, and I thought it's a confusing thing that it might be difficult to learn, and I was resistant, okay, up until I got a job that requires Tailwind CSS and I didn't have a choice. Okay, so let me just help you to some sort of understand Tailwind CSS. We are not going to do it yet, but I am going to style these, okay, this in such a way that you can understand Tailwind CSS. Maybe I'm hoping to say I'm going to take you to a Tailwind CSS aha moment. Okay, I want you to say, oh, that means that's the aha moment. Okay, so this is how Tailwind, as you can see, guys, it's just classes. Okay, it's just classes, classes, classes. Okay, so we are going to rearrange our own styles as if we are building our own Tailwind CSS. You see, for instance, Tailwind CSS has got a flex here. Let's see. Yes, okay. As also it has got some sort of PG center. So we're just going to create our own classes so that they can mimic Tailwind CSS so that you can have an idea of what is Tailwind CSS. Okay, so let's go back here. What we want to do, we want let's just for now use the form. Okay, let's use the form. Okay, we are going to style the form itself. Okay, so if we want to style the form this time, we are going to use a class. Okay, cool. Let's see. In this class, let's create a CSS class. Okay, so that will be used to style a form. Okay, so let's just type here form. Okay, which is there will be a class here to style this form. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's see. If we say form, we mean that this style will only be used in a form. Is that efficient? Is that effective? No, guys, that is not effective. So let's just go back a little bit. Let's ask ourselves, what do we want this form to do? Okay, so that we can create our own styles according to the functionality. Functionalities don't have context. Okay, meaning that they don't like attached to a certain component. Okay, so we want this form to arrange its own children, okay, in a column fashion with a certain gap. Okay, so cool. So let's start by creating a class which is called flex. Okay, this class will be used by any element. Okay, so let's do that. So this just displays my apologies about that. Okay, this will display any element, it will display flex, as you can see, guys. So what if maybe we want this to display each children flex? We can just take this, just like Tailwind CSS. We've just created a class. Okay, and then on form we're just going to add that class. Okay, as you can see, guys. So one might feel like, Matthew, it looks like nothing happened. Okay, cool, nothing happened, but check here. If we type here gap, okay, and we put a gap of 30 pixel, okay, let's look what is going to happen there. Now we've got a gap of 30 pixels, okay, meaning that this is a flex row by default. Let's see, are we on, are we live? Sometimes I forget, guys. Okay, let's just quickly check. Okay, I'm happy we are live. Okay, so as you can see, guys, there is a gap. Okay, this gap only applies when something is displayed flex. So if there is no flex, as you can see, the gap doesn't apply. Okay, so even if maybe we don't see any difference in terms of this flex, okay, but something has happened. So tailwind, with tailwind, you will just put this flex. Okay, as you can see, guys, now we are starting to get an idea of, oh, Tailwind is just a collection of CSS classes. Okay, so when you are creating a class, don't forget you always start with a dot. Okay, cool. So what is the difference between a class and the opposite of it, which is an ID? A class appeals to styling group of components, okay, of HTML elements. You can use this class here, you can also use it here, you can use it here. When you are using an ID, you are specifically want to style this HTML element. Okay, so let's continue and fake Tailwind CSS. So now let's create another class, okay, which will be flex dash call. Okay, meaning that now what this is going to do, it will just change the flex direction. okay, to column. Okay, this is also the important aspect of classes. Okay, classes have got, let's say, a compound nature. Okay, you can put one on top of the other, one on top of the other. Okay, it's like coloring. Okay, you can start with let's say a white color, and then when you put yellow in a white color, it will be bright, it will pop. Okay, now when you start to put red on top of that yellow, it starts to become orange. All of a sudden now it's a blend and it produces some sort of a different effect. Okay, cool. So with classes, the classes take the same effect. Check here. If now we are going to take this flex column and also put it here and click save. Let's see, this is flex wrap, guys. Okay, we don't want this, we want flex direction. Remember, my mistake, my apologies about that. Let's just go back here. Okay, flex direction. Okay, flex direction, and that is it. And we want column. Okay, let's save. As you can see, guys, now this has changed. Okay, it's like we are building layer by layer, layer by layer. The advantage of doing your CSS this way is that you can take these CSS styles when you are done with your project and carry them with onto a different project. Okay, where you will use these again. Okay, okay, cool. And then in terms of gap, okay, maybe let's say we've got a gap dot gap. Okay, we're trying to imitate a tailwind. Let's say we've got a gap of SM, which is small. Okay, that gap will be, let's say the gap it's going to be let's say 10 pixels. Okay, that is the gap of SM. Okay, let's go and use this gap SM. Okay, here gap dash sm. As you can see, guys, this is giving me some sort of an intelligence there. Okay, as you can see, guys, now the gap is sm. Okay, but what if maybe the gap we want it to be a little bit bigger? Okay, let's say we've got a gap. My apologies for this code. Okay, it's not that well structured. So let's say we've got a gap of lg. Okay, our gap of lg will be 20, or will be 20. Okay, and then what we can do, we can change this from SL to LG. Okay, cool. Now, if you have managed to reach this step, okay, what I just did, I just showed you, okay, Tailwind CSS and how it can save you. Okay, I'm not sure if this is a drawback or what. Okay, but when you get into Tailwind CSS, obviously your CSS skills, okay, get rusty. Okay, you forget your CSS, your pure CSS. Okay, so I think that's a little bit of a drawback. Okay, but anyway, I'm not a big fan of memorizing code. Okay, I always like to understand how it works, so that even if I can start a tutorial for completely forgetting about CSS, okay, as I explain things, okay, by default things will start to pop in, and I will use Visual Studio Code, the IntelliSense, to some sort of get some clues, and that will be it. What I am favoring thinking in a certain way about code. For instance, you don't really have to know the syntax, okay? But if you can know that you can use classes to make sure that you don't repeat yourself, okay? To stick to the try principle, do not repeat yourself. To me, that is more important than the code. In case you don't know the code, just go to ChatGPT and ask how to do a certain things and a certain thing, and copy and paste. Okay, principle, good programming practices, design patterns are essential. These are the things that are needed for the work environment. So that's what I'm trying to help you with, to really think about code. Maybe you're asking yourself why this guy is explaining too much. Simply because I want to give you a thought process around your code. Then for the syntax, you can go and maybe ask ChatGPT to quickly give you a certain way of maybe doing something in a particular language. I hope that one is clear. So as you can see, guys, I'm just giving you a taste of Tailwind CSS. In case maybe you didn't understand, it was boring. When you look at the video YouTube tutorials, when they say Tailwind CSS, you'll always skip them because you are like, this is boring. Now this is Tailwind CSS. Okay, as you can see, guys, cool. Now what we wanted to do, we wanted to do exactly this. Okay, we wanted to some sort of arrange our components or our HTML elements in some sort of in a column fashion with a gap. I'm happy with this. So what I'm going to do now, okay, this is a text. Okay, this is a text, as you can see. Okay, now how do we know if this is a text? Let's just check here. As you can see, guys, this has got a type and it's a text. I'm not sure. Let's just for a good programming practices, let's try to label, okay, our inputs. Okay, so that we can know this one is what, this one is what. Okay, so when somebody wants to put something here, they need to know, what am I putting here, or what am I supposed to put here? Is it a date? Is it my name? Is it my gender? So let's introduce the labels. Okay, let's introduce a label. Okay, let's introduce a label here. This is wrong. Okay, let's leave it like this. Remember, a label on its own, it's let's say this is going to be a text input. That's the label of it. Okay, in real life, this might be username and whatever. Okay, as you can see, guys, we've got this text input here. Okay, now this text input forms what can I say, forms part of the entire container of a form. That's why it also have this gap. Okay, we don't want that. If this text could be closer to this input, you might get a sense of they are related. Okay, that's some sort of a design principle there. Okay, so let's achieve that. So in order for these guys to be alone, let's put a container around them. Okay, let's say around the input and the label, let's put a container, which is, let's say, a div. Okay, just to tell them that they are not affected by this flex. They are affected only in this level, but not inside here. Let's check what will be the difference. As you can see, now they are starting to be affected like differently. Okay, cool. Now remember, we are in the mission of learning CSS in some sort of an advanced way or production level way. Okay, cool. What can we do here? Isn't there a code that we can reuse? Check here, guys. Okay, we've got flex. Okay, that means we can put flex in this container. Okay, here is the container class. We can put flex. Well, somebody might be like, Matthew, nothing happened. Okay, cool. Let's go here and check. Don't we have a class called flex call? Okay, cool. Now we want flex call. Okay, check at how flexible this is, guys. Okay, cool. Now we just did exactly what we want. Okay, if this one is sm gap lg, this one can be gap sm. Okay, let's check here, guys. As you can see, guys, this is what we wanted exactly. Okay, so instead, let me help you on how do you learn coding. Okay, instead of trying to follow tutorials for the sake of memorizing, okay, let me help you. Okay, don't memorize code. Okay, try to understand why things are happening this way. Okay, how can I make it better? What is the best way of improving it? Okay, so in most times, okay, don't really religiously code along. Okay, but reason along. Try to hear what this guy is saying. Okay, what are the tips? Okay, why is things are happening this way? How to prevent this? I can even say take note of those, okay, because these are the things that are needed in real life. Okay, cool. I hope now you are starting to get the essence of clean code. Okay, these what I'm tipping you here, okay, are the some sort of the basics of clean code. Okay, you are conscious about your code. You are some sort of conscious about the other person who's going to come and read your code. You are also helping them. Mr. Robert C. Martin, I think, referred to as Uncle Bob. Okay, when he's describing a clean code, he says it feels like the designer cares, okay, about the other person. Okay, there's some sort of sense of caring. Okay, as you can see, if maybe you thought clean code is more like arranging things and whatever. It's deeper than that. Okay, it's like you are saving somebody from and some sort of a stress, okay, or from frustration, okay, from confusion. Okay, maybe this poor guy is new and he want to save his own job. He's hungry, he want to make his life better, and he's being asked to maintain your code, and based on that, that's a decider for his job. And then when he comes here, look at your styles, they are all over the place. When he comes here, look at your styles and there's the deadline. And when he comes here, look all over the place. Obviously, as you can see, you didn't save that guy. Okay, but when you write a clean code, separate things. For instance, what we can do here, we can right click everything and click format document. Okay, let's see, let's use prettier formatter. Okay, let's see what will happen. Looks like it didn't do much there. Okay, that means this is the best way of formatting it. Okay, cool, I'm happy with that. Okay, so one might ask, what happens when you write code, type, and all of a sudden you pause, you talk, and you look at your code, okay, and you talk about the beauty of it? This is called refactoring. Okay, it's like you write your code and then you pause and look back and try to understand, what am I doing? How can I do it better? Okay, so it's very important to always look at your code and try to refactor. It helps you to not necessarily to fall in love with your code, but to commit it to memory. Okay, so sometimes you type 100 lines of code and you are also lost in that code. Okay, you are completely lost. It works when you run it, it works, but you yourself, you are lost in it. Okay, so that happens. Guys, I think this session it has been longer. Okay, let's just quickly take a recap. We have added a label. Okay, we have added some input. Where are they? We've added this input. We have wrapped the label in a container. Okay, as you can see, guys, and we have reused some code here. We are becoming smart now, as you can see. Please try to make sure you mimic this. Okay, we're becoming smarter, and that is it. And then in the next tutorial, we're going to get into some tips and tricks and using this label in a, what can I say, in a more clever way. And that is it. Let's continue. Okay, so we've got a label. Okay, what can I do? Let me try to some sort of identify these containers in terms of color, some sort of separate. Okay, separate them in terms of color. Okay, so what we are going to do, let's come back here. Okay, let's come back here and let's have a class which is input container. Yes, this is an input container. So we want all the input containers to have a background color of gray. Let's say background color of gray, and we can go here and some sort of choose the color that we want. Okay, this is the type of color that we want. Okay, and then we want padding. Okay, let's say the padding of 5 pixels. Okay, and the border radius. Okay, the border radius, let's say of 5 pixel as well. Okay, so let's just take this container and put it in here on the container. Okay, where is it? This one. Okay, we can also add this one here. Let's see. As you can see, guys, now it looks like these guys are more like inside the container. Let's go and just increase the padding a little bit. Okay, the padding, let's make it 10. As you can see, guys, there is some sort of a cool division there. I'm happy with this. Okay, so let's continue with the label. Okay, now these are some sort of the tips and tricks, okay, on how do you go about maneuvering HTML. Okay, the web, it's a complicated technology. Okay, there is more to it than just HTML. Okay, so we are going to get into those things. Okay, this label, okay, when you click here on this input, as you can see, guys, okay, now it's some sort of focused. Okay, cool. Okay, in the web technology, okay, you can also, since this label is for this input, okay, you can trick this label in such a way that when somebody clicks on the label, okay, the label can do something to this input. It's not like you are creating a relationship, okay. Who is this label for, okay, or what is it for? It's for this input. Let's just create that, okay. Let's go to the label and type here for, and then we don't have an identifier for this input, okay. So let's just have an identifier, which is going to be an ID, a very unique label specifically, okay. As you can see, guys, when we want specific things, we use IDs, because this is some sort of a common question. When do I use a class? When do I use an ID? We want to be specific here, so we want to use IDs. So what's the ID of this? Which is, let's say, txt input, okay, which stands for text input. So we are saying this label is for this text input. Okay, now we've done that. Let's go and click on this label. Check here, guys. Okay, so by clicking on this label now, it feels like you have clicked the actual component. Okay, this is very important. You will see when this for is working, more especially on the files. Okay, when we want to make a very cool file uploading component, okay, so we are going to make use of this for. Okay, so let's just talk in general. Is this for only for this? Okay, is that all? Okay, that's not all, guys. This for is for a lot of things, okay, but for now I'm just going to mention the ones that I am aware of. Okay, for now it's first of all, it's for, what can I say, for focusing. As you can see, if I click here, then I'm able to focus this HTML input, okay. And then number two, there is something called a screen reader, okay. Back in the days, I once worked with a group of community, what can I say, a group of community singers, musician, okay. They formed a gospel group, okay. They were coming from a disabled community, okay, meaning that they were blind, okay. So I was like some sort of helping them. I was very active when I was younger. Okay, I was trying to make use of myself, donate my time, my skills. Okay, so I was into FL Studio, Fruity Loops, and creating beats. Okay, so I approached them and I said, okay, cool, I can help you guys creating some gospel music. Okay, obviously I didn't knew how to play a keyboard or a piano, but I was helping them the best way I know how. So it happened that they have got the piano and they have got the computer. Okay, so when I got there, their own computer was talking. Okay, remember I said they were visually impaired, so their own computer was talking. Okay, like obviously to me it was funny. Okay, so if you are here, maybe it will say address bar 127.00 index and whatever. So when you are here, it will say input text input. Okay, they were using a program called JAWS. Okay, yes, I think I still remember that. Okay, I think the program was called JAWS for Windows, something like that. So they told me that, okay, Matthew, this is what we do. Okay, we welcome to our own world. Our computer is talking. Okay, it was a very interesting thing for me, even though at first I was not used to it. Okay, so let's come back to here. So also here, the web technology is being made accessible so that it can be inclusive. The user experience is being improved each and every day. Okay, so if you've got this for the screen reader, once you focus here, it will know that it must read this for somebody who might not be capable of maybe a proper sight or something like that, or visually impaired. So I hope you do understand the importance of that for. Obviously, as creatives, okay, we manipulate it in different ways. Okay, you will see when we are creating an awesome um, let's say some sort of drag and drop file input, or when you want to click to upload a file. So guys, I think that's about it for this video or for this session. So we will continue on the next one. So everything works well up until now. Okay. So everything works well so far. If you look at our form, it can work, it can refresh, it can submit. We are happy, but we've got a problem. And the problem is our form allows us to submit empty data, okay, or empty string, of which that is a problem. One might feel like we can use JavaScript to prevent this from happening. But remember, a form is some sort of a web API, okay, meaning that it has got a little bit of default styling, a little bit of default HTML, and a little bit of mini JavaScript code into unto itself. Okay, so let's make use of that. Okay, so this means that if we want to prevent you from submitting an empty form, okay, we can go to the input element. As you can see, here is the input element. Okay, we can put an attribute which is required. Okay, which is required, and then let's click save. Okay, now let's see what will happen if we are trying to submit an empty input. As you can see, now the form doesn't refresh. Let me just do this. Okay, as you can see, now the form doesn't refresh, but if required is not there, the form can submit, as you can see, guys. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we are going to continue and duplicate this container, okay, and create all other form elements. Okay, check here, guys. Okay, and then we're going to paste this. Okay, this is just a text. Okay, where is the type? This one is a text. So the next one, it's going to be a password. Okay, let's quickly create that. Okay, so here let's say text password. Okay, text password. Let's just check. Okay, text password. I'm happy with that. And then on this input, we are going to go to type here, and then we type password. Okay, and then we click enter. Text password. Now let's type here and see the difference. Okay, now when we are typing here, this doesn't show us the actual values because a password input, that's what it does. Okay, it makes sure that if there is somebody watching you, okay, even from the back and you are not aware of that, they might not see your important information. Okay, because password is one of your important information. It can help you to access a lot of things. Okay, so meaning that people cannot be able to see that. So that one, it's a password. So at the moment, we're not going to do any cleanup. Okay, what do I mean by that? As you can see, we've got the same text for here, of which this is the same, of which is a problem. We need to fix that. And also our IDs, as you can see, they are going to be the same. That's not much of a problem. Okay, so what I want you to get here, it's some sort of get a list of all the HTML input. Okay, and also how simple they are. Okay, most of them you just change the type. Okay, so let's continue with that. Okay, so we are going to copy this. Okay, and then let's scroll up a little bit and then let's paste. Okay, as you can see, guys, so now instead of the um, the password, we are going to have email. Okay, and then let's just change this to email. Okay, and then we save. Okay, as you can see, guys, now this it's some sort of giving us some options of the email that we have maybe entered before. Okay, so one might ask why these input seemingly they've got some sort of default types in a way. Okay, this is for a lot of reason. Okay, for instance, as you can see now for autocomplete. Okay, now the browser knows that here this is for emails. Okay, and then here this is just a plain text. If it's a number, then it's going to be a number. since we've got different data types, okay, so these input also they are designed in such a way that they accommodate that. Okay, if you want to see that clearly, okay, let's see the following one, okay, which is this type of input that is going to be a number. Okay, let's just quickly check type number, and then let's come back here and then type number. Okay, okay, as you can see guys, this is type number. But now look at this. Okay, there is nothing here, no arrows, no arrows here, no arrows here. But let's just look at this number. Okay, as you can see guys, okay, there are some arrows, so you can increase and you can decrease. Okay, and you can decrease, and when you decrease below 0, this becomes negative. As you can see, this happens automatically without you having to code this using JavaScript. So I hope now you see why you have to type these, okay? Because each and every input type, it has got some sort of default mini JavaScript, okay, or functionality behind the hood to help you to do basic things, okay? So this one, it's a type of number. Cool. Let's paste again, okay, and continue. And then from here, we are going to say a type of date. And then let's change here to a type of date and let's click save. Okay, as you can see guys, okay, we are able to select the date out of the box. Okay, cool, awesome. And then let's just quickly check where this ends. This one ends here. Okay, so let's change this type, okay, to a range. Okay, let's go back here and let's change this to a range. I hope you are starting to be some sort of familiar, or this some sort of rings a bell. Okay, whenever we put an input, I'm hoping you feel like, oh, I saw it, or I used to see it maybe in a certain application, or I used to see it in a certain application. Maybe you didn't have a clue as to how it has been done, but it's this simple guys, as you can see. So now we've just put a range. Maybe where can you use this? Okay, where can you use this? Okay, if you are a music fan, obviously you are used to web players. Okay, maybe there's a web player in your Spotify or in your Apple Music. Okay, so maybe this feels some sort of it's familiar. Okay, so you can use this as a volume or something else. Okay, as you can see guys, we are getting there. Let's continue with our input. Okay, then after a range, let's just come here guys and click color. Okay, let's save and see. As you can see guys, now we can choose different types of colors. Look here guys at this API. Okay, it gives us the option for RGB, but you can click here. As you can see, now we've got a HSL. Okay, and then we've got also the hex color as well. Okay, as you can see guys, cool, nice. Okay, so let's continue guys, and then come to the most interesting one, which is file. Okay, this is text. This one, the color is still email. My apologies about that. Let's make sure this is color, okay, before we get to the interesting one. And then the interesting one, it's a file. Okay, as you can see guys, this file is just like this. Okay, let me change it. Where is the file? Here is the file. Okay, let me change it to file. As you can see guys, this looks ugly, right? Okay, in most applications like Udemy and maybe Dropbox, this is not like this. Okay, so in this course, I'm going to teach you also how to customize this. Why don't I teach you whilst I'm still here? I'm thinking, why don't I teach you while I'm still here? Or let me just continue and finish all the inputs so that I cannot disturb the flow. So that in case this takes longer, okay, so that we can quickly finish the HTML form input. Okay, okay, cool. We're going to come back to this one. We're going to make this a little bit better. Okay, I'll show you how to improve it. Okay, cool, guys. As you can see, so we can fetch a file here. Okay, fetch a file here. This is the name of this file. Okay, Cool. I hope you are learning something. If you do, please don't forget to subscribe. Okay. And then the other thing that we must not forget. Okay, I'm Matthew Msungati. I'm a designer and developer from South Africa. If you might be interested in a coaching course, you can click here and give me your email. Okay, we can get into a 1 hour coaching session, and then you can ask me whatever you want to ask me. I can help you to become a better developer and a better designer, answering specific question. This is not just a course, but it's a coaching course. So we take you from step one to step two to where you want to go, specifically answering your own needs. Okay, understanding where you come from and your learning style. Let's continue, guys. Okay, let's copy this. Okay, and then from there, let's check another one. This one is going to be somewhat different. I think even the rest, okay, it's not like it's going to be a copy and paste. Okay, not all of them, they are like the same. Okay, so what we are going to do, we don't mind about the label, but we are going to do now a text area. Okay, text area. So the text area is not like this one. Let's start with the fact that it's not a self-closing tag. So let's type it text area. Okay, you will see how it looks like. Let's just click OK. As you can see, guys, here is a text area. Okay, the text area, you can some sort of resize it. As you can see, guys, okay, you can resize the text area. Okay, but what if maybe we want to set the width and height of a text area? Okay, let's quickly do that. Okay, so this is the text area. Okay, now let's check first the rows. Okay, let's say the rows is 30. Let's see how it's going to be. Okay, as you can see, the rows is 30. Okay, obviously it's too much. Let's make it 10. Okay, I'm happy with that. And then let's check the columns. Okay, um let's make it 10 as well and see. Or that is 20. Let's just increase it so that you can see the difference. Okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, so this is how you some sort of set the width and height of a text area. Okay, as you can see. Now what if maybe you don't want to make this to be, what can I say, you don't want people to change it. Usually in forms it's like that. As you can see, it can disturb the experience. Okay, the experience, you don't want these guys, as you can see. Okay, so you want some sort of a control. Okay, let's quickly make use of an ID so that we can what can I say, so that we can style specifically the text area. Okay, so let's just type here txt area. Okay, as you can see, so we are going to hook this ID in our style sheet. Okay, let's come here. Let's come here where this ends, or here ends here, and this ends here, and this ends here. Okay, let's continue here, guys. Okay, so instead of a dot on a class, we are going to put this hashtag symbol, and then we are going to, this is the text area, and then we are going to type here size. Let's just check, is there any sizable or is it resizable? Okay, I just need to use this. Okay, yeah, is resize. Okay, let's just set it to false and click OK. As you can see, guys, now people don't have a chance to some sort of change this. They can't change it, so at least we've got some control there. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Now we are getting into the last one. Okay, even the last one, it's a bit different. Okay, it's a bit different. It's not like a self-closing tag. Okay, which is, we can say, it's more like a drop down list. Okay, but here on the web we call it select. Okay, we call it select. Okay, and then instead of this we can just type, in fact, let's just type everything from scratch. Sometimes editing comes with a lot of unnecessary mistake. Okay, we are going to type select here. Okay, let's just click save and see what will happen. As you can see, guys, we've got something there, but it has got nothing. As you can see, nothing. Okay, so how do you put those options there? Okay, so what you do, you just type here options. Okay, option. Okay, and then you must put value for the option. Okay, let's say default. Okay, and then we can type here default. Okay, let's click save and see. As you can see, guys, the first one is default. Okay, and then let's copy these options. Let's say maybe two of these. Click save. Okay, what else? Let's say coded. Okay, let's say UI. Okay, coded UI and coded design. Let's click. Okay, and then from then, as you can see, guys, you've got the select. Okay, nice, guys. So we've just reached the end of this module. Okay, guys. So what we want to do now, we want to some sort of create a styled file upload element. Okay, as you can see, this is not interesting, guys. Okay, cool. So what we're going to do, we need an icon that is like relevant. Okay, we need an icon, guys. If you might have noticed, maybe on Dropbox, and so my apologies about that. So what we can do, let's create some sort of a box. Okay, some sort of a box, a nice box. And the nice box, inside the nice box there must be some sort of an upload icon. Okay, so when you click on that upload icon, it must do exactly what it was going to do. Okay, I hope you see this one, guys. Okay, so the first thing that we are going to do, we need some icon. How are we going to get icons? Okay, so if you might know, there is some sort of I said, can we call it a library called Font Awesome. Okay, let me just search here, Font Awesome CDN. Okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, let's go here. And then what we're going to go, what we'll do here, we're just going to copy a link tag. Okay, it's already here, guys, prepared for us. Okay, here is it. Okay, copy a link tag. Let's copy this link tag. Remember, in the beginning, we said that inside this head, this is where we link our scripts. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, this is where we link our scripts. Okay, cool. And then what we want to do, we want an upload icon. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, what we want here, we want an upload icon. Okay, let's go back to the file input. Okay, do we have text file here? This is wrong, guys. Okay, but we are still going to fix all of this. Okay, so let's see what we can do. My apologies, guys. It looks like there are some people who are making noise here. I will come back now. Okay, guys, thank you so much for understanding. Let's keep it going and keep it flowing like water. Okay, so let's continue. So what we wanted to do, we've managed to add a link to Font Awesome. Okay, so now we need to add an icon. Okay, cool. And then where is our file? Okay, here is our file, guys. So let's check. Here is the label. Okay, right under label, what we are going to do, just follow what I do. I just it's not necessarily I memorized. At least this is easy to memorize. Okay, let's just press I here, and then from there, let's just give this a class. You will see, guys. Okay, the reason why I'm doing this is simply because I'm taking an advantage. You know, I want people to feel like, yo, this guy is a genius. Okay, he can type this from his head. Usually, I don't do this. So if something is easy for me, I take those chances. Okay, so what we want to do here, guys, you just type FAS and then you type FA dash. Okay, and then let's type upload. Okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, at least I'm a genius. At least I know something by heart. Okay, for the first time. Okay, so what we can do, we can make a self-closing tag here because we are not going to put anything inside. Okay, we can just make this a self-closing tag. As you can see, guys, we've got why we've got two of those. Let's see. Maybe this doesn't allow us to be a self-closing tag. Let's delete this and see. Okay, nothing. Okay, cool. Okay, let's not make it a self-closing tag. Let's see, maybe if we move this. Okay, obviously we've got a problem. Okay, my apologies, guys. It looks like I'm not good in memorizing. Okay, I'm starting to make mistake from the get-go. Okay, as I've told you guys, I don't specialize in memorizing code. Okay, I try to understand as much as I can. So as you can see, I thought I was going to take this credit. People are going to be like, this guy is a genius, but it looks like I didn't win. Okay, cool. It's normal, guys. Sometimes in life you lose. Okay, so let's continue, guys. Keep it going. So as you can see, guys, please make sure, my apology about that. Please make sure this is a self-closing tag. Not a self-closing tag. Okay, it has got an opening tag, and a closing tag. As you can see, guys. Okay, if you remove this, it's misbehaving. Okay, cool. Now, since we want to style this, okay, we need to give it an ID. I hope, guys, you are learning, you are differentiating between using a class and an ID. When you are a beginner, it's very difficult to know when to use an ID and when to use a class. More often than not, you start by using IDs. Okay, you start using ID. But as time goes by, when you want to write a clean and a scalable and easy to maintain code, you will start to get into classes. Obviously you will be confused and you don't know when. Okay, so I hope now you are learning. When you want to style something specifically, okay, you don't want to some sort of use these styles on a different what can I say, on a different element, so you just use an ID. Okay, so let's call this upload. Okay, I hope now you know where we are going. We are going to go to our HTML, sorry, to our CSS, and then we are going to type here hashtag upload. Okay, cool. Another thing to notice here, something that I'm doing intentionally. Okay, obviously, maybe it might not be that useful. Okay, but it has been working for me. Okay, how do you write your styles? Okay, I always try. Sometimes I forget and do things haphazardly. Okay, but I always try to put my own styles sequentially. It helps, guys. Okay, let's say you want to type this text number. Okay, you will just look at your styles. Okay, let's say maybe you've got a text number here. Okay, you are styling the text number. You know that sequentially right after it, okay, you can find it. Sometimes you don't know specifically, let's say, this styling of this. Okay, but maybe you know that, okay, I know the color picker styles, they start at 35. So that gives you an idea of styling this is somewhat below these lines. Okay, the reason why I'm telling you about this, when you are styling, let's say, an actual website, okay, your style become like complex. Okay, and remember, at this point in time, we are assuming that you are still sharpening your skills. Okay, you are still sharpening your skills on CSS. So at this moment in time, you are not using any CSS preprocessor. Okay, things that make to write CSS easy. Okay, so just um put your styles sequentially as you put your elements. Okay, so where were we are here on upload. The first thing that we need to try here and check, let's change the color to red and see, are we winning? As you can see, guys, we are the greatest front end developers. We have won. If you have managed to do this, I'm proud of you. Okay, so what we want to do, um as the name suggests, this library is font awesome. So these icons are treated as font. So if we might want to change the size of these, okay, we need to change the font size. Okay, let's change it to 20 pixel. As you can see, we want to make it bigger. Okay, let's make it let's try 60 and see. I'm happy with this. Okay, I'm happy with this. Cool. And then what else do we want to do? Obviously we don't want this color, but we'll come back to it. Okay, remember we said we will create some sort of a rectangle. Okay, we will create some sort of a rectangle. Let's see, where is the eye? Okay, my apologies about that. I know you can see it. Okay, I wish you can tell me, Matthew, here is it. Okay, so let's create a container here, which is a div. Okay, and then let's say we are assuming that we might reuse this. Okay, so let's create a class, and then let's call it a rounded box, let's say, for some reason. And then I'm going to copy this class as it is, and I'm going to go here. Okay, paste the rounded box, and then from then I'm going to type the width. Okay, the width, let's make it 100 pixels. Okay, and the height, let's make it 100 pixels. Sorry, 100 pixels. Okay, and the background color. Okay, the background color, let's make it, okay, we can click any. Okay, we can click any. Let's save. As you can see, guys, here is it. Okay, so for now, let's stick to 100, and let's just make the icon 30. Okay, obviously try 40. I'm happy with that. Okay, and then we want to center this. Okay, we want to center this, and we don't want to repeat ourselves. So what we will do, right on top of it, we are going to have a style which is dot center. Okay, and this style dot center is going to display flex first. Okay, display flex. Okay, display flex first. Okay, it's going to justify content center. Okay, align items center. Align items center. Justify content center, display flex. I think this can center things. Okay, so we are going to quickly go to our file. Okay, our file, let's go here on the rounded box. We are going to press center here. As you can see now, this can center its own elements. Okay, which is its own children. I'm happy with that. And then let's go back. Let's see on this red, can't we try a different color? Let's see. Okay, I'm cool with that. And I think our where is this one? Okay, this background can be a little bit white. Okay, let's see. I'm happy with this. Okay, let's make this rounded. Okay, border radius. Okay, let's make this border radius of let's say 20 pixels. Let's see. Okay, too much. Let's make it 10. Okay, I'm happy with this, guys. As you can see, I hope this looks like what can I say, a file input from Dropbox. Okay, so let's continue, guys. So as you can see, guys, we've just got this. Okay, now we need to trick things. Okay, how are we going to trick this? We are going to make use of the for attribute. Okay, not for as a number, but for. Okay, I hope it's better now. Okay, cool. The first thing that we want to do, we want to make sure that this label, the file, is for this input. Okay, let's do that. Where is the label? As you can see, the label is not for where is the file input? Okay, this is the label. I'm happy with that. Right beneath it. Okay, so let's change this ID. Let's say file. Okay, let's say file. So this label must be for file. Okay, here is it. The label is for file. Check here, guys. Okay, if the label is for file, the label acts as this, okay, form control, or this input field. Okay, it acts as this input field, meaning that it has got the same event listener. It's listening for event. So if we click here, something happens. This means that we can also click here on this file. The same thing will happen. Nice. Ne? Okay. Now let's be clever. Okay. Let's be clever. Let's wrap this guy with a label. Okay. Cool. This is the label file. Let me remove the label. Let me take this guy. and put it inside the label. Okay, now we are starting to be tricky with HTML. Okay, now if we click here, the same thing happened. Do you see, guys? Okay, we are becoming clever. We are cheating HTML. Okay, so what we want to do, let's just go back where let's just go back here. Okay, let's just go back here on the rounded box. Okay, we take the rounded box, and then on the rounded box, okay, we are going to put I apologize about that dot, but we are going to put what do we call this? I think this is a pseudo selector. Okay, and then hover. Okay, this is a pseudo selector, and then hover. Okay, when you hover over it, let's start with let's type here cursor and then a pointer. Okay, let's check what this does. As you can see, guys, okay, this gets ready. It's telling you that you can do something with it. Okay, and then let's change the background color. Okay, let's change the background color to somewhat green, but okay, something like this, guys. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's go and check. As you can see, guys. Okay, now let's make this one white on hover. Okay, where is it? Where is it? Okay, where is it? So another trick that you must use, okay, if you've got this CSS class and you've got the corresponding hover of it, please put them in the same place. Don't take this one and put it there. It will cost you a lot of time. So in this upload, I want the hover of this upload, let's say. Okay, so what I will do, I will type here hover and then change this color. This must be white. Okay, the size, let's just be some sort of tricky a little bit and make it 30. Okay, okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, when we hover over this one, okay, this one doesn't change. Okay, as you can see, guys. Okay, we wish if we are hovering over this one and also this one changes as well. Okay, the first part to go about it is to make sure that the width of this guy fills in this container. You see, so that when you hover over this, at the same time you are hovering over this. Okay, that's the first option. Okay, there are many ways of, I don't want to say killing a cat. I don't believe at coded design we specialize in killing cats. Okay, we are not those types. Okay, so let's say there are many ways to do things in HTML. Let's just use plain English, guys. You know, sometimes I want to come up with my broken English and make dead jokes, okay, all those things, and trying to show off with my poor English styles, and then now I end up talking things that don't really make sense. Okay, but I hope you are finding my teaching at least logical and sensible. Okay, I hope you are finding something. If you do that, guys, I'm happy. Okay, don't mind my English and my whatever, my idioms, which sometimes I make them up. Okay, cool. Let's continue, guys. So let's see how can we solve this problem. Okay, let's start by solving it. Let me say the best way. Okay, not the one where we are going to increase this width. Okay, into, imagine maybe if this on its own it had a color. Okay, so by increasing the width, it means that it was going to change the green color. Okay, because that color was going to fill this one. Okay, maybe there might be a use case for it. I'm just giving you some ideas. Okay, helping you to think about what you are doing, but let's do it the proper way. Okay, so as you can see, guys, now it doesn't happen. Cool. Let's go to the rounded hover again. Okay, let's go to the rounded hover. Okay, I'm happy with this, but after we are done with rounded hover, okay, um Let's see. Okay, my CSS skills are rusty. Okay, I'm used to tailwind. Okay, so let's try this first. Okay, at the same time I'm teaching you guys, okay, different ways to go about it. Okay, so what I'm trying to do, I'm trying to say get inside this element. Okay, inside this element and take every child or everything. Okay, and which is everything, it's this. Okay, and then on that everything, let's change the color to red. Okay, let's change the color to red. Okay, this is more like, what can I say, some sort of the obvious one. Okay, okay, that's what this does. Let's see. It looks like we are not winning. We're not winning. Okay, cool. Let me target this element by its this, okay, by its tag name, which is maybe this arrow. It's not necessary. Okay, sometimes I like to make myself complicated. Let's see. Inside this, and then hover over it. Let's see. God help me. Okay, God help me. Let's see. Okay, you are inside this element. Okay, on the box, and then when you hover, okay, and then you go to I, guys, I am convinced, okay, that we are gravitating towards the right way. Okay, let's be tricky here, let's fiddle. Okay, number one, after this, okay, I'm just going to put my apologies, after this I'm just going to put a space and then put this. Okay, go back here and test. Okay, as you can see, we are not getting this I. Okay, let's make sure. Do we have a div? What can I say? An ID for this. Let's see. We've got an ID. The ID is upload. Okay, let's see. Okay, but also I can help us. Okay, I, it's like the direct. Okay, this can also help us. Okay, cool. Okay, and then let's see. Now, when I hover, okay, I want to target the child. I believe this is a child, and that child name is this one. Okay, and remember, my CSS maybe might be broken here. This is a problem. Okay, it looks like my CSS skills are not that good. Okay, looks like my CSS skills are rusty. Okay, cool, guys. Okay, but this is not that difficult. Okay, this is not that difficult. Not that difficult at all. It's just a small thing that I have to put here, and then I get that one. Okay, cool. Let's just quickly search. How am I going to search this on the internet? Okay, let's see. Um, with Tailwind, I obviously I know because I'm used to Tailwind. Okay, let's see. Um, CSS parent hover effect child. Okay, as you can see, guys, this is a very common search. Okay, I think how to style parent element when hover over a child. I don't think that's what we want, but we will get there. Okay, let's quickly see what these guys are saying. Okay, okay, let's see. Okay, hover dot title. Okay, looks like I was somewhat right. Okay, because it looks like to me this is the wrapper. When you hover and then you put a space, obviously they are putting a class here. With me, I've got the I. Okay, I tag, it can work. And then instead of I tag, if I don't have a class, I've got a hashtag, which is the ID. Okay, so as you can see, guys, it looks like our syntax was somewhat correct, but obviously maybe it might happen we've just lost in the self-confidence. Okay, that happens sometimes, guys. Okay, that happens. Okay, so what we are going to do, we are going to be clever. We are going to first do it exactly the way they are doing it here. Okay, just to keep the ball rolling. Okay, and then from there we will see if we are still interested on maybe doing it our own way. Okay, cool, guys. Let's go back here. Thanks to Google and Stack Overflow. Okay, usually things like these, I'm not sure, they always happen. Like I always copy and paste code. As I told you, I like to think about things and then maybe use ChatGPT to code things for me. Okay, cool guys, let's see. So what they did there, they've got this wrapper. Okay, and then from there, after hover, this is what we want, and they've got a class which is called icon. Let's just start from there, guys. Okay, so what we need to do, we need to go to the child. Okay, we need to go to the child, and then let's give it a class of icon. We're just gonna test this. Okay, where I am, my apologies about that. File, we no longer have file now. Okay, where is select? Okay, let's keep on going. Default, then where is text area, then right up text area. Okay, as you can see guys, we don't have some names here. Cool, where is I? This is the input. Where is I? Here is I. Does I as a class? We can put, remember guys, we don't put this dot. Okay, we don't put this dot. As you can see, this has a class. Okay, it also has an ID of upload. Okay, let's just copy the ID in case we might need it. First of all guys, let's go and check if it works. Okay, let's go and check. But believe me, this is not something that is supposed to be complicated. Believe me, it's not supposed to be complicated. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Let me do it like this. Okay, let me do it like this. My apologies about this, guys. Okay, now instead of, okay, where is the box? Oh, guys, we might have made a mistake. Okay, it's our fault, guys. My apologies. It's my fault. Look, guys, this is the parent, right? The first child, it's a label. Okay, it's not I at all. It's a label. Okay, it's a label. And then there is a way in CSS of getting like any child, okay, of bypassing this, okay, but you can make your own research. But our mistake is that inside that it's a label, and then after a label, still we've got another div, okay, and then inside that div, uh, Matthew. Now it looks like you are getting old. Okay, let's see. We have hooked the rounded box. The first child in the rounded box, it's I. Okay, let me do this. Let me do this, guys. Let me put a span here. Okay, color me. I am going to target this span when I'm hovering over this one. Cool. Let's check, guys. Okay, let's check this rounded box hover. Okay, and then rounded hover, and then let's say we want the span, and then we are changing the color of the span to red. It works on the span, guys, as you can see. So obviously even before we were somewhat right, okay, but obviously now we have to some sort of see what's the problem with this guy. It looks like this guy has got a problem. He's stubborn. Okay, it might happen. It's our conflicting rules. Okay, CSS style rule. This is an interesting problem, by the way. Okay, cool. So now what we want to do, let's go to anything that has got something to do with this white hover. Okay, we must not have some conflicting rules. Let's quickly solve that. Okay, on hover for what? For this icon, which is upload. Let's go up there. Okay, you see upload hover. Let's first remove this upload hover. Okay, because it's like what can I say? Okay, let me just save and see. Let's get it to work first, okay, before I explain. Let's see. Okay, this one works. Okay, cool. And then instead of a span, okay, I is also a tag, okay, that I can get exactly the same way as span. Okay, let's see. This is interesting. It's not a matter of CSS style. Okay, let's see. Cool. Let's see. Let's go back here. Okay. I think obviously if I am not winning here, I just have to pause the video. This eye is giving me a tough time. Okay, cool. Let's see. Where do I want to be? Okay, I want to be here. Color me. Color me works fine. Okay, color me works a miracle. And remember, okay, now I think something is going on in my mind. Remember, these icons, they are not here as a result of what? As a result of this. Like they are here by somewhat a different way. Okay, somewhat a very tricky and a different way. Okay, these guys, they are behaving normal like HTML elements. Okay, because this is a span, you close it, and this is some sort of the content inside the span. This is what can I say, this is an I. Okay, this is an I element. Okay, inside the I element, this is the content. So guys, this is my best analysis. Okay, this test here, suppose it behaves exactly as we wish. You see this test here? Suppose when we hover over here, okay, over this eye, suppose it behaves normal because it's some sort of a normal HTML element, okay? Or maybe because it has got some certain classes. Let's just do this. Font awesome has hijacked and it has got some style, it looks like. Okay, because when it's normal without those, it's like this. Okay, cool. And then let's go and grab this eye again somewhere here. This is an interesting problem. Okay, and I like it, if I can be honest with you. Upload, where are you? Upload. Okay, in fact, we don't want upload, we want this box hover I. Okay, if not I, upload ID. I hope the spelling, it's exactly like this even there. Okay, now as you can see guys, it works. Okay, when we are targeting it by an ID, it works. Okay, it looks like this ID has got the highest priority in terms of CSS. Okay, it quickly gets the attention or something like that. Sometimes when you've got conflicting style, CSS has got this the rule of specificity. Okay, let me just let you know, it might happen we were losing there. Okay, CSS specificity, this even has a formula. Okay, it's being calculated in a certain way. I'm just bringing this to let you know that it exists. Okay, sometimes conflicting styles is because of we might have lost it in the specificity. You will see here there is some sort of a way of calculating it in terms of 1 1 1 1 1, so that your styling, you can gauge it if it's going to be prioritized by CSS, or styling it by a class, or styling it by a div, which one is the closest or something like that guys. Okay, but let me see, I want those 1 1 1. Now look at examples for how are they calculating. Okay, how to calculate specificity. It's something like this guys. Okay, if you are styling an element, the actual element, you are putting p and then you style it. Okay, it has got, I think it has got some sort of a specificity of 1. Okay, if maybe you are using a dot, let's say it's 1 plus another 1. Okay, and then these are the calculation. And then if you are using a hashtag, okay, it's 1 and 0 and 1. So CSS does all this calculation. When it's done, the color will be according to, I'm not sure if obviously guys, you can make your own research. I'm not sure if it's going to be the largest, okay, or it's going to be the smallest. But I remember having some trouble with this. Okay, even then I didn't really grasp the essence of it. Okay, but I know that this exists. As soon as you got some conflicting styles, things don't happen the way you want to, you need to go back here and try to understand which one is more closer. Okay, it is which one wins according to this. Okay, now let's continue, guys. So let's just use our own mind. If the red thing worked, okay, so guys, this is how I always work around things, okay, without really memorizing code. Okay, so let's go back. Where is I? Where is that I? Let's go up, 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 up. Input file. Okay, here is I, and this test works very well. Let's just see if we bring the class. My apologies about that. Undo. Okay, redo. Okay, and then let's just go to I. Okay, lost in my own code. Let's see. Where is the I? Okay, cool. This is, oh my god, here is color me. Cool. And then this is what I want. Okay, this is what I want. This font awesome comes with a lot of styling here. Okay, which sometimes it's not easy to override. Okay, my last resort, guys, in case we are not winning at all, I still have the last trick. Okay, I'm not going to just give up that easy. Okay, my last trick will be to use important. Okay, you know, when you are declaring a CSS style important, you are trying to say it must take precedence. We are forcing. Okay, so let's go back again, guys. Okay, let's go back again. Or if we did everything, now everything works, guys. Okay, I think I can say, okay, um we were losing in specificity. Okay, that means when we are trying to hook, okay, let's go back here. When we are trying to hook the um that element, when we are using I, okay, it looks like HTML ignores us. Okay, let's go back here, guys. Okay, Matthew, what's going on? Matthew, here is upload. Where is, okay, guys. Okay, so as you can see, when we are using upload, we are managing to get it, but when we are using I, it looks like maybe because of that the font awesome CSS classes, okay, we are losing in terms of specificity. Okay, we are not winning, as you can see. But if we are using this, okay, if we are using this, as you can see, guys, okay, we are winning. Everything works well. So remember, I said if maybe we were not winning again, okay, this is what I was going to do. Okay, let me just show you so that you can know for future. I was going to press here and type this exclamation mark and put important. Okay, this sometimes help, guys. Okay, um you don't really, sometimes you don't really know how many levels of hidden CSS styles that are being applied and why things are not working. Just like now, okay, we've got font awesome, and font awesome has got some lot of classes behind the scene. Okay, we cannot know what those guys are doing behind the scene. Okay, so this is one of the tricks. Okay, you just force this to be important, so it means that when it comes to the styling rules, this must dominate. So I'm trying to say this is something that you need to know. Okay, as you can see, guys, it looks like now it's working. Okay, and we are using the same I. Okay, so these are the tricks that you apply. So now that it's working, let's use it. Okay, now let's just go back, guys, as a wrap up, as finalizing. Okay, let's say let's say I said hover, and then I want the child. Okay, this is correct because this is the child. And let's see now, because now we know that this is working. Okay, let's see, let's test this symbol. Okay, as you can see, guys, okay, this symbol represent a direct child. Okay, like I'm not going to get into CSS and explain a lot of things. Let's say we were having different eyes here. Okay, there was an eye that is directly a child of this container, and there is another one which is a child of a child, which is inside. So when you want to target only the one that is a direct child, okay, as you can see, guys, the only thing that that got us confused, okay, or that was playing with our mind, it's it's font awesome. Okay, and it's something that not necessarily was beyond our control, but it's something that we cannot solve in a way that we can't go to CSS to font or some styles, okay, in this URL and go and change it. Even if we had it, let's say this file was locally, okay, we were not going to do that. It's costing, like it's a bad way of doing it. Okay, so what we did, we've applied our mind and we did what we could and we solved the problem. So usually, guys, when I get into problem like this is how I dig myself out of the rabbit hole. Okay, I'm not a big fan of memorizing, but I always find a way of applying my mind around things. Okay, it's like thinking logically. 1 plus 1, it's 2. Then why it shows 3, and then you apply your mind, until you get it. Okay, let's continue, guys. Okay, let me show you another trick. I want to quickly go here because I don't want to move up and down the code. I have been doing that for the longest time. Let me type test. As you can see, guys, it takes me here. And then I'm going to delete this test. I'm happy that we have won. Kumbaya. Okay, let's see. If I can be honest, I don't know what kumbaya means. Okay, if you guys know kumbaya, okay, I'm in South Africa. Okay, I'm not sure what language is it. I would like to believe, since I heard about kumbaya in a Jamaican advert. Okay, the setting, the background, it was Jamaica, Tropica, and whatever. So there was a guy who's like saying kumbaya, okay, something like that. So I'm assuming it means like cheerfulness, happiness. Please, guys, help me. Okay, if you know what's the meaning of kumbaya, you can just shoot a comment and say maybe it means hooray or whatever. Cool, enough about that, guys. Let's go back. Okay, if you hear me saying ne, okay, you must know it's one of those, the native language. Okay, it's one of those phrases they don't have meaning. Okay, so please don't feel like maybe losing you, or it's one of those things. Okay, let's see, guys. Okay, now we are happy with this, but remember the color, it was not red necessarily. Okay, now we don't have red. Oh, we've got a lot of red things. Okay, this is where I wanted to go. Now let's change this to white. This was an interesting exercise. Okay, it challenged my rusty CSS skills, but we've managed to win. So as you can see, guys, so what we can do when we click here now, we can open this. I'm happy with it. Okay, and then now we've got this guy, okay, that does the same thing. So let's go to this guy. Okay, let's go to this guy. Okay, label for file. Where is file? Here is file. And then I think we can, there's an attribute here which is hidden. And we are done. Okay, and we are done. Here is it, guys. Okay, I hope you have learned something. Let's just open it. Okay, as you can see, obviously we have hidden the, what's this thing, that file input. Okay, the ugly one. Okay, so for now I only wanted to teach you about this attribute for, okay, and how you can use it. Okay, so guys, I hope you have learned something, and this brings us to the end of this module. Okay, let me just tell you about the South African advert. Okay, maybe on the next session, okay, I'm going to look at it on YouTube. Maybe if I found it on the next section, I am going to start with it. Okay, but the guy closed his own whatever what he was saying with something like "Ooh, kumbaya." It was something like that, guy. So I hope I hope it means let's celebrate. Okay, it means hooray, it means happy, let's happier we are. Okay, whatever it is, guys. So that's about it. Thank you so much for making it up to this far. I hope you have enjoyed this session. As you might have seen, it has been an interesting one, a challenging one. Okay, but we have managed to win. If you've managed to make this far, God bless you. Don't forget, guys, if you might want a one-on-one coaching session, 1 hour session, you want to ask me something, you can come here and you can book a discovery call. Before I leave you, let me talk to you about this on the next one. God bless you. Okay, now we are done with the form and all of its controls. This doesn't end here. You need to take this data and send it to a server. As much as it looks like we are transferring data to the server, in general, this is called data fetching or API calls. So how do we then take this whole data and send it to a server? So I'm going to show you the tools and techniques, things that are tricky with sending data to a server. So what's the next step from here? We need to create our own local server. If I can do this on my own server, it means that as a student, you will struggle because you won't have access to my own server. Lucky for us, there is a tool which is called WAMP server, okay, for Windows. This will enable us to create a local server, okay, a server in our own machine. It behaves exactly the same as a normal server, okay. So with it, we are going to take this data and send it to that server. Here, I'm going to show you some of the tricks or difficult parts when your user interface is struggling to communicate with the server and what might be the reason. The mistakes that we make on the form that makes it difficult for the server to receive our data. So let's just jump straight to Google and search here WAMP server. And it's downloading. Maybe they have changed their user interface. Okay, it's been a while since I've been here. If you can look at my channel, I did PHP long time ago, so I transitioned to React. Okay, so but I still have a little bit of understanding of PHP and how things work. So you will see here PHP is fun, or working with the server, it's very fun. Okay, this is something that most tutorial don't teach. If they are teaching it, they are only teaching PHP, of which if you are interested in React, obviously these are two different things. Okay, so I'm just going to give you everything, show you how the server receives your data and everything. And also, interestingly, I'm not going to code the PHP code. No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to use ChatGPT to create the code for me. Okay, so it's going to be very interesting. So as you can see, guys, it looks like it's taking some time, obviously. Okay, so I'm going to some sort of help you and just pause the video, and I'm going to come back when this is done. I don't want to waste your time unnecessarily. As you can see, I thought it was going to be quick, but as you can see, it's taking some time. So see you soon. I don't know much about this. Let's click OK and let's click next. Okay, let's click pause, and if it doesn't want, no problem, guys. Let's do find another way. Okay, I think there is another piece of software, not WAM server, which is XAMPP. Okay, my apologies about that. I don't want to waste your time, and at the same time, I want to give you some alternatives. Okay, instead of trying to debug and trying to understand what went down there, if there is some sort of a quicker way to do it, just like this one, which is XAMPP, then let's quickly do that. Okay, so let's click here, guys. Okay, let's wait for it to download. Okay, I think it's going to download here. Okay, it's taking us to SourceForge. Okay, cool. Looks like it's downloading, guys, and it's fast. So let's do what we did last time. Just a quick pause. Remember, we've already delayed, meaning that there were some unforeseen circumstances, so I don't want to make the video longer unnecessarily. See you soon. Okay, guys, I'm back. Let's just quickly check. As you can see, guys, so let's do the same thing as we did last time. We're just going to install and then next. This is supposed to work just fine. My apologies about this. Let's just wait for it. Okay, installing on a different screen. It's telling me about the importance of whatever. Okay, just click next. Okay, my apologies about this, guys. Please be patient with me. Okay, this is asking us to choose this directory, okay, in Windows has got a lot of issues, okay. Sometimes applications are not able to access this directory, okay. I'm not sure why, but it has got a lot of issues, okay. So what we are going to do, we're just going to change it, okay. um and I think let's even not put it on C, okay. Let's just put it on a different drive. Okay, let's just put it on a different drive. So let me just quickly go to my D drive and create a folder there. Okay, I remember before having issues with installing it on C. So I'm gonna create a folder. Let me call it XAMPP. Okay, XAMPP. Okay, on D I've got it. Okay, I don't think this has already refreshed. Okay, me just press X. Oh, okay, it has refreshed. Okay, here is the folder, guys. Okay, so this is where I'm going to install it. Okay, and that is it, guys. As you can see, with this one we are winning. Okay, as usual, let's try to save time as much as we can. So I'm going to pause the video. See you soon. All right, guys, I am back. As you can see, we are done. So let's just quickly read here. Setup is finished. Do you want to start the control panel now? Let's quickly do that. Yes, I don't think there is a problem with that. Or maybe let's start it on our own and run it as an administrator. Okay. Most of these applications or applications such as these, they need to be sort of run as an admin. Okay. So let's see. Oh, let's first start with this. So that if it everything works, then it can be easier for you to follow. Let me just show you what it's showing me here. Okay, this is how it is. In case we are some sort of facing any challenges, we'll just have to start it as admin. Okay, cool. Now, what is it that we want to do? We want to start the Apache server. Let's start both Apache server and MySQL. In most cases, you start both of them. So since now we are not some sort of experimenting on this application, okay, let's just do everything that will make our life easier. Okay, let's accept this. Okay, that means Apache is running, and then let's start MySQL as well. Okay, as you can see, allow. Okay, I think we are cool. We are set, guys. Okay. Now, what we are going to do, let's check. Let's check something. Let's check something. Okay. Our application, okay, has been running on. I think this is a local host because this is the IP address of this computer. Okay, but before we say anything, let's just type localhost here because of we are running this XAMPP. Okay, suppose it takes us to a certain page. Okay, localhost now is attached to XAMPP. Okay, suppose let's see local host. Okay, we're not going to put any port number. Okay, let's just type localhost and see. Okay, as you can see, guys, it's taking us now to dashboard. Okay, that means our server it's running. Okay, cool. I'm happy with this. I don't think we need much here in this page. Okay, so what we want to do, we want to go to the location where we have installed this XAMPP. Okay, and then there we want our root folder. Okay, in the meantime I'm navigating to there. Okay, let's go to D and XAMPP. Okay, cool. I'm opening the folder XAMPP. Now let me take this here so that you can see this is where we have installed it. Okay, obviously this system has got different way of doing things and it has been a while since I used them. Okay, I think the other one has got a www folder here, which is the actual root folder. And the other one, I think this one has got htdocs. Okay, so obviously guys, it's been a while since I did this. Okay, but to me this is familiar. Okay, cool. And then here what we are going to do, let's do this. Okay, let's Baba, where is rename here? So let me click once. Okay, let's just say this is 2, and then okay, we don't need to do that in a way. We don't really need to. What we can do, let's just create a folder forms here. Okay, create a folder forms here. Let's see, are we able to reach the folder forms? Okay, from here. Okay, are we able to reach it? Let's type forms. Okay, cool. Okay, not dashboard. Okay, guys, as you can see, okay, I'm expecting to be in a root folder. As you can see, guys, first of all, let's just learn from this. Okay, as you can see, if something is not found, as you can see, guys, the root is not found. Okay, that's what the server say. But obviously we've made a mistake. We don't want to be in a dashboard. We want to be on the root, okay, directory, and we want to be on forms. Let's click. As you can see, guys, this exists. Okay, forms exist as a directory. Okay, that means we are doing something right. So if this exists, let's create our own index here. Okay, I think in this series, if you've been following it from start, okay, when we started, there was a time, let me delete this because I don't need a folder. Okay, I need a file. There was a time I said, if you create a file, then you must name it index dot whatever HTML, because I said the browser is going to use it as a default file. When we were testing it, we realized that that's not the case, and I explained that I was thinking of a server. Okay, I was thinking of a server. It looks like the browser doesn't know much about that, but when you are running something from a server, the server is aware of that. So I think we have reached that stage. So what we are going to do here, let's copy this directory. Okay, let's copy this directory, and then what we will do, okay, let me open this. What we will do, let's create a file. Okay, a new text file. Okay, as you can see, guys, a new text file. Let me save as. Okay, let me save as. Let me go to the folder. Okay, as you can see, guys, I'm here inside forms, and then let me start by maybe typing test. Okay, test.html, let's say. Okay, I want to show you the importance of index, how the server, some sort of interpret index. Okay, let's make it an HTML page. Okay, as you can see, guys, then what we are going to do, we are going to come here again. Okay, as you can see, guys, just check here. Okay, let's see what will be there. As you can see, guys, here is test.html. Okay, now let's change this test to be index. Okay, let's change this test to be index. Where do I want to be? I want Visual Studio Code. Okay, and now we're going to come here and rename this. Nope, guys, my mistake. Okay, this is what I want. This is the nope, I want test. Where is test? Okay, let's see, is it possible to rename this, or it will mean I have to, let's just reveal in Explorer. This will work as well. I don't see rename here, or I must show all and then rename. Let's change it to index. Okay, now let's see how is the browser going to interpret this when we refresh. As you can see, guys, now it's executing that file. Okay, so I hope you see that in the server, the file name index means something. It means that it's a starting point. Okay, cool, I'm happy with this. Now that was HTML, right? Okay, cool. So what we are going to do as a test, helping you to learn, we are going to copy this HTML from here. Okay, we are going to copy this HTML from here. This page does not exist anymore. Okay, now I think it has changed to index, but now it's not here. Okay, let me just open file. I hope yes. Okay, this is the file that I want to open. I have just opened. Where is that index? Is this the index that I want? Let's just quickly check, guys. Okay, open file, form project index. Okay, maybe since these okay, let me do this, guys. I'm going to drag this index. Suppose this one is the empty one. Okay, suppose it's the empty one. Okay, okay, let's see. This index.html has got something, and this one is index.html. Looks like I've got two files with the same name. Okay, looks like I've got two files with the same name. How am I going to do this? Let me open another. Let's see, let's see. In a way, are we gonna do that? Okay, let's be clever, guys. I'm going to copy everything that is going on here. Okay, let's do this. Everything that's going on here, and then I'm going to come here and open with VS Code. Open. As you can see, guys, that index is empty. Okay, and then let me paste this HTML. Okay, let's go back to our server. Okay, let's go back to our server. Here is our server. Now we've got the same thing, okay, but it's running on localhost, as you can see, guys. Okay, it's running on localhost. Obviously, guys, this is not a PHP tutorial. Okay, we are just setting up the server. Okay, we are just setting up the server, so we're not going to dive deep into PHP. Now that we are done with this, I just wanted to show you that if you take your own HTML file and put it in a server, it can run normally. Okay, as soon as the browser hit this, that index will be executed, or the browser will extract that index HTML and use it. Okay, so now we don't really want this index.html. Okay, we don't really want this index.html to be here. Okay, what we want here, we want a PHP file. Okay, so let's go to the code, and what we want to do, we want to delete everything here, okay, in this index. Okay, and then we are going to, what can I say, create our first PHP file. Okay, okay, I don't think this is my mistake. Let me think. My PHP knowledge is gone. Okay, let's see. I think with PHP you just open this, and then there's somewhat a question mark there. Okay, let's see, guys. Okay, open PHP file, and then okay, let's be clever. Let's just type here PHP. Okay, why Visual Studio Code is not let's say giving us some IntelliSense thingy. It's been a while since I've typed a PHP code, but let me just write what I think. Okay, PHP tag is something like this. Okay, close. Let's see. Nope, this is not what I want. My apologies, guys. Let's just quickly check. Okay, PHP and close it. How do you close a PHP? Okay, open PHP. Apologies about that. Open PHP. Nope. Okay, let's just quickly check it on the internet. It's been a while since I've worked with PHP, but it's very, very, very simple. Okay, it's not that's that difficult. Okay, it's very, very simple. PHP tag. Let's see. Okay, let's see. It's not that complicated, guys. Believe me, you will see that it's a very, but it has got a question mark and closing a question mark. Okay, this is taking long. I don't know why. Let's see if we're not going to see a clue here. At some point there is a shortcut where you don't close your PHP tag. Okay, meanwhile this is loading. Let's see. Oh, okay, here is it, guys. As you can see, okay, it's not that difficult. Okay, we were somewhat there, but we are not confident about what we are doing. Okay, as you can see, confidence goes a long way. Sometimes you might be on the right path and change it because you don't feel like you are winning. Okay, guys, as you can see, so what we do, there's a PHP here and then space. Okay, apologies about that, question mark, and then close it. Okay, Oh, okay. Cool, guys. Cool, 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 cool. Now I see, guys. Okay. Everything works well, but I just want to show you why maybe we're not getting the IntelliSense and all other things. To start with, this is an HTML file. It starts there. Okay, let's just quickly fix that. So I think this is the file that we are in. Okay, let's just reveal in Explorer and then just change this to PHP file. Okay, it starts here. Okay, let alone that we forgot, but it starts here. Index dot apologies about that. Index dot PHP. Okay, let's see. Okay, let's go to the file properties just to make sure. File properties is the extension. Okay, the extension is still .html. Okay, cool. What can I do? What can I do? Let's go back here, guys. Where is my Visual Studio Code? Let's see. Okay, let's see. Don't save. Let's see. Let's see. Don't save. File open. HTML form. Let's open this one. This is not what I want. Cool. Let's do the same trick what we did last time. File open, and then we drag and drop it, and then we are going to change it. Open file, and then we drag and drop it here because this is the file that we want. Okay, this is the file that we want, and then file save as. Okay, this is HTML. We don't want that. We want PHP. Where is PHP here? Is it me? Here's PHP. Okay, we are saving it as index.php. Okay, and now let's go back to our let's go back to our browser. Okay, where is our localhost? Okay, let's refresh and see. Okay, as you can see, guys, we still have index.php.html. Okay, let's do this, guys. Okay, let's see htdocs forms. Okay, let me just delete this. Okay, because I can see now it's taking some time. Then let's confirm. My apologies about that. Let me close this. Okay, let's just create a new file, new text file. I'm happy with this. Save as. Okay, yes, we want to be here. Just change this to PHP. PHP, where are you? PHP, where are you? Okay, here is it, guys. Okay, and then looks like I'm lost in my own head, but don't mind, guys. I will find myself now. It looks like here we've got an index.php. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go back here. Okay, let me go back here and try to understand what is going on. If we've got an index.php, why this doesn't execute that? Okay, it's kind of funny. Okay, it's kind of funny. Okay, cool. No problem, Matt. Let's continue. Let's continue. Okay, let's continue with where we were. And then we are going to type index.php. Whatever that I'm doing here, it's very nice. Am I on the right path? No, guys, as you can see. Okay, I think I'm not in the right path here. My apologies. Okay, this is all my fault. I want to be inside examp, as you can see, guys. Okay, and then htdocs, and then here is index.php. Let's just delete this one. Okay, and have this one. Okay, right, okay. And then what we are going to do, we're just going to open a PHP file. Okay, and then close it. Okay, I think this is fine now. Okay, this is fine. Let's just type in h1 here just to make sure that this is then how do you, why this h1, the coloring of this h1 is not the way I want? Okay, it's not the way I want. Let's do this, guys. Okay, echo. Okay, I'm happy with this. Let's echo h1. Okay, this is PHP string. Okay, save and go back. My apologies about all the delays, guys. Okay, I really didn't mean to delay that long. Okay, and then /form. Okay, forms. Let's do this. Okay, index.php. Let's try this, guys. Okay, now we are exactly there, index.php. The URL is not found. Index.php. htdocs, there's no index.php. Let me go here again. Yes, it's true. It's not there. Fine. No problem. Between me and you, I am the human and you are a computer. In a way, you will do what I want. As you can see, guys, suppose we are here and there is index, but it looks like it's not there. Fine. Let me save you as. Then I'm going to go to this folder, htdocs forms. And the human has made a mistake, obviously. Okay, as you can see. Okay, it's not there, guys. Okay, the computer is it's an obedient server. It will never lie. Okay, I think as developers, we are supposed to be the most enlightened beings in the world. Reason being, we are dealing with an obedient server, okay, guy, which is a computer, and we are used to blaming ourselves. When you blame yourself, you improve. Suppose as developer in our life, we live quality lives, okay, because we don't mind blaming ourselves. Okay, suppose we've learned that. Okay, because in life you find a lot of us in one place because we don't want to pin the problem to ourselves. As you can see, guys, after now we have pinned the problem to ourselves, not blaming the computer, we are winning. Okay, my apologies for any delays. I hope you have learned something. Okay, when Matthew is lost in his own code and he's going this direction and sometimes he's in the wrong folder. Okay, I didn't do that on purpose, but I think it's a lesson. Okay, cool. Now we are able to echo a string, which is this one. Okay, as you can see, guys, we are there now. Okay, what was our own intention? Our own intention was to create a server. Okay, a, let's say, an endpoint that will help us to some sort of, we are going to send the information to. Okay, I think, guys, now we have managed to set up the XAMPP. Okay, let's see what we are going to do in the next module.
Hey guys, my apologies for disturbing. In case you didn't know, we've got a course at Udemy. If you're watching this on Coded Design, I also got another YouTube channel for teaching you Figma, and that channel is Coded UI. In case you want to be updated by everything that we do here at Coded Design, please check the link in the description below to our Substack newsletter. Thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying.
Okay, guys, we are back. Now what we are going to do, we are going to create an endpoint. Okay, an endpoint. Let's see. Remember, we said we are going to use ChatGPT. I'm using ChatGPT a lot. Okay, so we just need to tell ChatGPT, ChatGPT must receive an information, okay, from a form. Okay, and then we're going to tell it what are the form inputs that we have. Okay, maybe my internet is slow. Yes, I've got like what can I say, 2 bars here, but it's coming all right. Okay, guys, so let's type here, please generate a PHP file that will accept. Okay, please generate a PHP file that will accept let's say a file. Okay, I want to make this interesting. I'm not going to accept only the input, the text only. Okay, I want to give you the whole thing, guys. Okay, these things are very rare. Okay, to somebody to give you an understanding of what is happening behind the scene. Now that I've got a clear picture and a mental model of what is going on in a server, I wish like somebody could have showed me this thing. Okay, so let's accept a file, and let's say username. Okay, we're not going to accept all the inputs, guys. Okay, we are not. I think it's something that you can do, and also the procedure of accepting one is the same as accepting the other. So let's say accept a file, and let's say user details. Okay, ChatGPT is smart. It will give us some random user details data, and then we'll make changes from there, guys. As you can see, guys, okay, I am not that smart. I forgot about PHP, if I can be honest, but as I am looking at it, I know how to edit it, and I know what's going on behind the hood. Okay, sure, here is a basic PHP script. ChatGPT is giving us everything. Isn't that interesting? Okay, since we are working on our own form, okay, it was going to be nice if we can take this as it is, guys. Okay, but remember, we've got our own form, and here I am trying to teach you to maneuver. Okay, so we are not going to use ChatGPT's form here. Okay, we are going to use the one that we already have. Okay, so what we are going to do here, I'm going to explain everything that is going on here on a PHP code. Don't worry about that. Okay, as I've been preaching to you, I'm not a syntax guy, guys. Okay, I don't memorize code. Okay, even if I forgot the basics of an PHP tag, to me, to be honest, I really don't mind. Okay, I'm not sure. Maybe I don't care much. I don't know, guys, but memorizing code has not been working for me, and I had to realize that this is not my style, and I don't have to act like it's my style. So I'm going to explain everything that's going on here. Don't mind, and we are going to edit it piece by piece. I am going to give you 360 degrees. This is coded design. Stick with me. I'll make you famous. I'll take you places to see different places. Okay. Even though I've been always in South Africa, almost like ever since I was born, I'm not sure how am I going to take you places. Okay. Let's continue, guys. Jokes aside. Now we've got a PHP code. Cool. Let's go to our own PHP. Let's go to our own PHP. As you can see, guys, we are going to be the copycats. Paste it here. ChatGPT is intelligent, guys. Okay, if maybe you were doubting it, or this tool taught me a lot of things. Okay, and also it has helped me. Now it's like my coding partner. Okay, I even ask it to review my own code most of the time. So let's get into the server side, guys. Okay, cool. This guy is asking here. Okay, remember we had the get method and the post method, or maybe we can start with the simple things, guys, right? I think so. Let's start with the simple things, because now if I can explain this complicated code, obviously, what can I say? It might be difficult for you to some sort of get it. Okay, so what we are going to do, okay, let's see what we are going to do. Whenever you visit this route, okay, whenever you visit this route, what we want to do, if you've been using a get, okay, which is, remember on the form we had get and post. If you are using a get, let's echo what you have sent to us through get. Let's display it. Okay, it's like catching what you have been sending, and we are going to just display it. Okay, so PHP has got some global variables. Okay, like where is the $sign underscore get. Okay, this is a global variable. Okay, let's see. Yes. Okay, cool. And then what we can do, okay, let's type here, are we echoing? Let's not echo. Let's do this var dump. Okay, here is it, var dump. Okay, get. Okay, Is this the one? An associate array variable pass through the current strip URL? Okay, that's what we want. This is what we want to do. Okay, so what we are doing, guys, we are receiving, okay, everything that has been sent to us through get. And what are we going to do? We are going to var dump it. Okay, cool. Let's practice. Okay, let's practice. Okay, here is our script. We are going to visit the script. Let's see what's going to happen. As you can see, guys, there is nothing. Okay, into the get array, there is nothing. Okay, let's see. um let's see if we can do this. Let's see what once we do. Let's see if we can do this. Let's type name equal to, let's say, met. Let's just test this, guys, and pass some query parameters there. As you can see, guys, now this guy get has got name equal to Matthew. You see? Cool. Now what I want to do, I want our form where it is. Okay, I want it to send information to this address. Okay, cool. My apologies, guys. Let me quickly help someone. There is a knock on the door. I will be back now. Okay, guys, I'm back. Thank you so much for understanding. Guys, this is crucial. Okay, I don't know how much can I some sort of explain to you understanding these things. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this is useful in the work environment. Okay, obviously, since it's some sort of that information that is always at the back of your mind, when you know it, you start to feel like it's quick and easy. Or but this is very important for a beginner to understand. Okay, there's a lot of things that are done with query parameters. For instance, most of the apps, they are just web apps. Okay, they don't have the mobile version, so they use some sort of a container to wrap around their website so that when it's being presented, it feels like an app. It's going to be bundled and it's going to be installed on Android or available on iOS, but it's still a web app. Okay, maybe it's being wrapped by Cordova or something. Okay, so now the whole entire web system, okay, needs to know if is this going to run from the app or from the web. Okay, so how do we accomplish that? Okay, so maybe we will have a variable here, mobile equal true. Okay, so I'm just giving you some sort of practicality of how important this is. Okay, let's my apologies about that. Now this is taking my energy. I was in the mood explaining and I was feeling myself. Now I clicked on a wrong place and I'm coming back. I'm deflated. Okay, my apologies about that. So we've got a flag here, as you can see, guys. Okay, so this means that the server, okay, can detect if this is coming from a mobile, and it will know exactly that this person is viewing from a mobile. Okay, so it will display things according to knowing that this is a mobile. Okay, it will have a lot of features and whatever, but when it's on the web, it will have something. So this is very important, guys. Okay, let's continue. Now we don't want to send this like this. Okay, let's regard this as cheating. Okay, Matthew is using his poor PHP skills to cheat the system. Okay, so do you remember on our form? Let me go back here. I hope this is still here, the index, the old one. Cool, I'm happy it's still here. Kumbaya, is it live? Yes, I think it's still running live. Okay, cool. Now we need to find a way of running these scripts. Okay, let me go to here first, and then this one is running here, and then let's run the other one, this one. Cool, guys, you see, now we are winning. We are becoming better developers. Okay, as you can see, this is the server and this is the local file on the browser. So this guy, now when we click submit, let's see what it does. Okay, maybe we've got some required there, that's why it does nothing. Okay, maybe there's something which is required. Let's go back to our code and search. Okay, Let's go to the code and search why. Let me just do this. Search required. Is there any? Find required. Okay, because we need not to require anything. As you can see, guys, a lot of things are required here. Okay, a lot of things are required. That means I have to delete all of these. Okay, let me be clever. Let me find and replace required with nothing. Okay, let me replace required. Let me replace it with nothing first. Cool. I think I've deleted all the required. Okay, and then from then, let's go back to check. Okay, suppose now it shows something there. Submit. As you can see, guys, it takes all of this information, okay, all of it, and then it will display it here. Okay, data holder, and data holder. Okay, remember when we were doing it, all these variables were data holder, so don't mind much about this at the moment. Let me just type something so that there could be something there. Okay, I think everything is data holder, everything is data holder. So let's see, submit. Okay, please include. So now it's validating the email. Okay, let me just put it here. We have coded design here. Oh, this is not, this is a number. Okay, there is something wrong with our HTML because as you can see, guys, there is a control up there. Okay, so our HTML doesn't show everything. Okay, there is a control up there. Here is it on top, but I don't mind much about now. I just want to show you that where is the number? Okay, that whatever that we do here is -1, it will show up here. So what we want to do, we want to catch this data and echo it. Okay, our server is ready to do that. We just need to tell our form that submit this data to this endpoint. Okay, let's do that. So let's go to our code, and then in our code, this is what we want. In our code, this is what we want. My apologies about that. This is what we want. Okay, I want PHP. Is this PHP? PHP. This is the PHP that I want. Okay, my apologies about that. I want to be here. Where is the form? Here. Okay, I want our form. Here is our form. Where is the action of our form? As you can see, guys, it's nothing. Now we are telling our form, send this data to this, okay, endpoint. Okay, now let's go back and see, guys. Okay, let's go back and see where is our form. Here is our form. Okay, now let's do what? Let's just type this and see. Let's see, did I manage to save it? Because now it's suppose it's taking us to this and it shows us all the details. Okay, so let me just confirm something here. Okay, did I save this, or is this the right form? Let's see, this is form. Okay, do we have any other thing? Okay, so this is our form. Cool. The method is get. Okay, I'm happy with that. By default, it's get, even if you cannot put this. Action, HTTP localhost /forms index. Okay, I am sure this is right. Okay, what we can do as well, let's just play around with our CSS just to test if we are on the right, what can I say? We're on the right file. Are we executing like the current file? Where is the background here? I'm looking for that purple background. Okay, it's in RGB, so it doesn't show well. Let's see. FFF 1 2 3 4 5 6. Background color. Isn't this a color? Okay. I thought FFF is the color. 1 2 3. Okay. Hash, isn't this supposed to be black? Oh, it's me. Okay, maybe there's something that I don't know. I thought these were hex code. Okay, but we can shortcut it and put red. This is CSS. Yes, maybe. I don't think so. I don't think so. Okay, let's undo. Till we reach that red. Cool. Let's manipulate the RGB and put 4 here, 6 here, 9 here. I'm not sure what color that is, but what we want to do, we want to just test. Okay, we want to test, is this color going to change, this background color? I'm assuming that that is that background color. Okay. Let's see, guys. My apologies. I just have to test all my things. So as you can see, guys, this is index.php. I don't think that's what we are executing. I think this is the file that we need to change. Okay, index.html. Okay, let's quickly test that. My apologies, guys. As you can see, this one is for that one. Let's see. Okay, this is what I want, guys, as you can see. So let's just check. Is it going to change? My apologies about that. I've opened a lot of file and I ended up getting confused. As you can see, guys, this is exactly the file that we want. So meaning that we can copy this and use that file. Okay. Let's use that file, which is this one. Let's look for form up there. Here is form. The action needs to be here. So we are telling the form, send the data to this endpoint or to this URL. And then let's go and test, guys. Okay, let's see. This is our form. Then let's click submit. As you can see, guys, okay, our endpoint or our server has what can I say? It has received the data. Okay, inside data holder it was a string. Inside text area it has got this string. Okay, I know you've got a question, right? If you don't have, you are supposed to have it. We've got data holder equal to, data folder equal to, sorry, data holder equal to, data holder equal to. How many data holders do we have here? Maybe more than 4 at least. But here we've got only one. Okay, this is very important. Okay, this will be sent to the server as a, let's see, as a JSON object. Okay, let's see. What can I do? Let's see. Let's try. Let's see maybe if we can find a JSON editor. I don't want this. Let's but this is not what I want. I want a JSON playground. Okay. I want to give you the characteristics of JSON. Maybe if we are using JavaScript that could show us. Okay. I am not sure. Let me just type JSON playground if there is such a website. Okay, let's check here, guys, what these guys are telling us. Okay, I just want to show you the correct, I'm not sure, the behavior of a JSON object. Okay, basically, even in that behavior, what I want you to know is that in a JSON object or in an associative array, okay, you cannot have two keys with the same name. Okay, there will be some sort of, I'm not sure, they will disappear, guys. Okay, you will only have one. Okay, so these are the things that I've been struggling with when I was busy with my own things. Okay, working with associative array on PHP and JSON object in JavaScript. You will put a lot of things there and you will find one and you'll ask yourself, where are the others? Okay, I don't think we are in the right place here. This guy is taking too long. Okay, let's try the one with the JavaScript. Okay, this one for the last time, guys. Okay, home JSON editor online, that one also is promising. Okay, let's see. Can you be quicker? We are students, we are hungry, we want knowledge. Okay, I think that could be a better, we call these things here in South Africa a restation. I'm not sure if that's a proper way to call it. Those kindergarten songs for kids, okay, like wheels on the bus go round and round, all those things. We call those restations. So maybe that one is a perfect one for the crash. Okay, so guys, let's see. Here we are console logging user. Where is user? Okay, this is just JavaScript, guys. Okay, let's see. User fetch user JSON. Where is user JSON? Here is it. No. Okay, asset. Go to asset JSON. Cool. As you can see, guys. Okay, here this is the JSON object. JSON object to all of them. What we are going to do, we're not going to disturb anything here. We are just going to go to the first one. Okay, but here it's supposed to load this JSON object. But guys, without wasting any further time, because I can see that this is delaying us, what I was going to teach you is that you can't have two keys here. Okay, this is, as you can see, these are different. Okay, you can't have two. You can't. Only one will be displayed. Okay, there can only be one key here. So don't expect that I'm going to have username, this name, this. No, 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 no. So that's why here the server only receives one, even though we have a lot here. Okay, I think it makes sense. Okay, let's not wait for this. As you can see, guys, it's taking forever. Unfortunately, we didn't wait and see. Okay, and we don't have that time, guys. Okay, I think you get the essence of what I was saying. So we are winning. We're able to send data to the server. Okay, now let's use a wrong method. Okay, let's say you are a new guy, you are being asked to communicate with the server, and you come and you tell other developers that I am the greatest of all time, as I claim in this channel. So you are telling them that let's use post instead of get. That means you are wrong. Okay, because the server is expecting get. Okay, let's do that. So Matthew, as a big-headed developer, he comes here and he changed this to post, saves, and then he's being called to a meeting with the manager, and all other developers are watching him as he's about to embarrass himself. Obviously, we need to give him some time. Okay, let's see. So we are going to press submit here. Okay, let's see. Submit. Quack, quack, quack. And then he's getting empty array. Okay, and other developers are laughing at him. So these are the problem that we get, guys, when working with form and also working with APIs. Okay, you need to understand, like you need to be in sync. Okay, everything needs to fit the other. You need to know what's going on in your front end, but have a mental model, a mental picture of what goes on in the back end. I think this forms, this is some sort of the fundamental principle behind my teaching style. Okay, guys, the only thing that I want to do, I don't want to teach you syntax. I believe, this is my belief, I might be wrong. Syntax is cheap. Once you find how to declare or how to use PHP tags, finding is not important, okay? Because it's something that you can Google. It's available. It's a smart developer can tell you this is how you do it. Cool. After that, you will need a mental model. You need to think, okay? You need to think. I wish I can transfer that skill of thinking about coding and also painting a mental picture. Cool. Let's continue, guys, okay? Now, as you can see, if we're using post, we are not getting it. Okay, so how can we solve this problem? We need to go to the server and tell the server it must be ready for post. Okay, now Matthew has managed to save himself or save his job. Okay, other developers were asking him, you see what happens, you said it's going to work, and then Matthew is just in between all of them. He's trying to defend himself. I've got something to tell you, I've got something to show you. Okay, cool. And then now Matthew comes and boom, looks like Matthew is still embarrassing himself, guys. Okay, I thought by now he was going to win after he said, I've got something to tell you, I have something to tell you. Obviously, it's his fault. Let's see what Matthew did, okay? Let's go back here. Okay, this guy is expecting post here, and it's var dumping post. This is an array. Cool, I'm happy with this. Let's go to our HTML. Let's see. Is this method post? Yes, if this method is post for real, okay, it's not supposed to show on the URL, okay? Cool, let's just do this. I don't think this matters, but obviously if the form is misbehaving, okay, let me save. You always come and check everything, okay? Where is the form? Okay, let's just 1 2. Okay, as you can see, guys, here is the form. And then let me type here, and then I don't want to type on the email and the number. Okay, let's be positive. Positive 10. Okay, cool. Let's submit, guys. Matthew is crossing fingers. As you can see, guys, now this is not here, okay? And now the array is able to some sort of catch these guys, okay? As you can see, guys, it's catching only few, okay? It's catching the color and the text area, okay? So let's just quickly fix that, okay? Let's just quickly fix that. Let's go to all of our inputs. Let's say data holder. Where is the first one? Okay, what is this? This is the file. So the name is supposed to be the file. Let's do it like that. Where is another data holder? Which one is this? Okay, it's on form. I don't think that's what we want. Data holder, text input. Let's say this is username. Let's say another data holder. Let's say this is password. Okay, as you can see, guys, this name is very important because it will be a key of your JSON object. Okay, the key, you will use this one if you want to catch something on the server. This is important. Okay, very, very important. And then which one is an email? Okay, now you will see the change on a server. This one is a number. One next. Let's see, this one is a date. Looks like Matthew is winning here. There are no errors. Okay, he's just changing things and he's proud of himself. Range, check here, guys. Okay, and then email again. Container flex text input type. This is color. Okay, color. Let's just type color here. What else? Next, this one is what? Oh, we're back to the form. Let's click save, and then let's come back here, guys. Okay, let's go back, and then now let's type something here on select, something called like coded. And then let's just take any image here, the color, the range, the date. Okay, let's see. Okay, I don't mind much about that input. Now let's click submit. Okay, let's leave it anyway. Okay, the email, it's validating the email. Now Matthew is a bit confused. Okay, Matthew is a bit confused. Why do we still have data holder here as a string and text area? Okay, if we have changed those things. Okay, let's see what we can do. Let's go back. Okay, and let's first refresh here, and then let's submit. Now we are winning, guys. I didn't refresh, as you've seen. Now we are winning. We've got the username. Obviously, it's empty string. We've got username, password, email, and we've just managed to send data to a server. Okay, This is going to be a bonus. Okay, this is going to be a bonus. I think let's do it on the next module. Okay, uploading file to a server. Okay, this is going to be a bonus. Let's do it on the next module.
Hey guys, my apologies for disturbing. In case you didn't know, we've got a course at Udemy. If you're watching this on Coded Design, I also got another YouTube channel for teaching you Figma, and that channel is Coded UI. In case you want to be updated by everything that we do here at Coded Design, please check the link in the description below to our Substack newsletter. Thank you so much. I hope you are enjoying.
Okay, guys, I hope you are learning. I hope you are learning a lot from this series. Okay, so as a bonus, we are finalizing. Let's just receive a file. Okay, something that I think it's fun. It's something that you would like to see how it's done. Okay, so let's go back to our PHP. Okay, the one that ChatGPT has generated for us, and then let's remove this. Okay, let's just uncomment this. Okay, okay. So ChatGPT first is asking, is the request method post? Okay, cool. If it's post, check if do we have a file there. Okay, remember on those array that we got here. In terms of us, we've got file here because the name on the file input. Let me just show you guys. Okay, let me not theorize. Remember, English is not my like first language, so I might not be able to communicate myself clear. Okay. All right. Let's see. As you can see, guys, where is the file? File, file. As you can see, guys, the name is file. So this is very important. There must be some sort of synchronicity here. Okay. This is what you always get wrong as a beginner. Okay. Let's check here. Okay. So this guy is expecting file. Okay. File. Yes. And then let's continue. Okay, name is going to name, email is going to be email, file name. Okay, here's the file name. Okay, cool. Okay, so it's expecting name and email, so we need to have name and email in our own things. And then the upload directory is going to be uploads. We'll find this on upload. Okay, ensure the upload directory exists. Okay, if it doesn't exist, okay, it's just ensuring checking is the directory, the folder exists. If it doesn't, it will create it. This is the make dir. Okay, define the destination path. Destination path is equal to upload directory is equal to base name. This is not that important. That's about it here. So what we want to do now, we want to come here. um Also, let's go back. I just need to, I think it's name and email. As you can see, guys, we need to make sure that these are here. Let's go back. I think we have them. Okay, on our inputs, I think we have them. This is username. Let's make it name. And where is the email? Where is the email? Where is the email? Where is the email? Okay, let's change the email from being this one. Okay, let's make this email because I don't want to type a long email here. It will force me to do that. Let's change password to be email. Okay, my apologies about that. Let's change password to be email. Okay, that means we've got password as an email and the username as the name. Okay, I think we are ready to go, guys. I think we are ready to go, guys. Let's test everything. So what we want to do, we want to come back here. Okay, not here necessarily. We want to be here. Don't mind about this, okay, because a lot of things are not there. Want to go back here. First refresh. Okay, and then remember our password. It's user. It's email. Okay, let me just type here on the password. Password as email. Okay. I think the username is this one. Let me try to zoom this out. As you can see, guys, this is the username. um Matthew username. Okay, this is it. And then let's put something here. Add this image. Okay, and then let's go and submit, guys, and see what will happen. Okay, warning, undefined variable upload dir on line 3. Okay, but don't mind about these. Okay, remember this is a ChatGPT code. Let's see. Uploaded successfully. The name is Matthew. The email is password as Matthew. The file name is this one, of.jpg. And this, let's just go check, guys, if this has been successfully uploaded. Don't mind about those errors. Okay, don't mind much about those errors. Do we have a new folder uploads in our server? Let's go check in our server on forms. Okay, let's see. As you can see, guys, we've got uploads. Okay, we've got uploads. Let's check. And here is the image, guys. Okay, here is the image, this OF image. Okay, don't mind about all other errors, as you can see, guys. Okay, let's go back. What we can do, let's minimize this and let's upload another image. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, let's go back here. Okay, don't mind much about these errors, they are not important. Okay, and then let's this is saying it's happening on line 3. Okay, upload dir, invalid path. Okay, variable name on line 8. So it's 3488. Let's just quickly check there what's going on line 3488. Okay, Control G on line 3, enter. Okay, this is PHP. Let's see. Okay, maybe this is a copy and paste code. Okay, maybe I was testing something on line 4. Obviously, I think so. This also was copy and paste. If server request post, I don't think this is supposed to be a problem. Okay, let's just go back, guys, here. And then let's go back here. Let's refresh. And then this is text input. Let's say coded UI. Okay, coded UI. This is my Figma channel, YouTube channel. You can check it to learn more about Figma. Coded UI, it's like this, coded space UI. And then the password, we can say coded design. And then we don't need this one. And then let's check upload a different picture. Upload this one. Maybe let's upload this one. Okay, then let's go back here, guys, and submit. As you can see, guys, now everything works well. Okay, let's check on our server. Okay, check on uploads. As you can see, guys. Okay, and we have reached the end of the course. I hope you have learned something. Okay, I hope you have learned something. I am Matthew Singati, the designer and developer from South Africa. I wish whatever that we have learned here, you will take and apply it in real life, practice it. I can't wait for you to tell me that you have just landed your first job, or you have created a project for somebody and they have paid you. Okay, it's all about improving, it's all about development. We all want to be better. I'm Matthew Msingati, the designer and developer. See you on the next one. I don't know why we have to be better and not better. Okay, that is the story for another day. See you on the next one.